We are live. Hey, you guys. Hey, Aisha. Hey, Rose Noble. Monique Abrams. Melissa Spencer. Happy Friday. I don't know where you guys are, but hopefully either you're having some good weather or you're staying safe in the bad weather. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I heard about the winter blast or the snowstorm. They were talking about it all down here. So all of our hurricane reporters are going to cover and help out with the snowstorm hitting you guys soon. So I wish everyone the best and stay safe.
Well, that's the interesting thing because I think here in the Midwest it's been clear most of the snow and ice is in the south and in the northeast. So even though they got all that, we still got that brutal, cold, frigid air. Right now, here where I am in Illinois, it is now 5 below 0 with and
Oh,
the wind
wow.
chills is like 10, 12 below. And so, make sure you guys are good, stay nice and toasty. Hopefully you guys went out and did your grocery shopping so you don't have to go out. You got food in the house. Check on your family members. I had to call and check on my parents and make sure everybody's good, and any other family members that you want to make sure that that's good if they have issues with furnaces and things like that. So um yeah, stay warm. Exactly, Medora. Stay warm and stay safe. I see you got Aisha said Miami is great. I bet it is, Aisha. I'm jealous of where Bree is at in Florida too.
I'm in
75
Orlando.
degrees. 75 degrees.
Look, I got the window cracked open, got the fan, getting some central.
You know what? That is so crazy. We on the same phone call and got two different weather demographics.
Extremes. Different extremes.
Uh now what my son, okay, so I think down in Kentucky where my oldest is, they're talking about snow and ice. Now my son in Minnesota, it's
Mm.
like -16 up there.
Oh, wow.
But you it's Minnesota. So,
Mm.
yeah, I mean, they're close to the Canadian border. So they're further north, and of course, the further north you go, the colder it gets.
Yeah. And God bless you all. Stay warm.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play hero like Nick and all these other men on the show.
Okay, really.
Stay in the house.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like when I talk to my mom, the biggest thing is people are afraid of their electric and heating bills.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's gonna be. I know the electric and heating companies are like, man, like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching right now.
And they should cut people a break. I hate that. I hate when people like are greedy and pulling money out of people. Like
Mm-hmm.
this is a national issue. Let cut people some slack.
Right, exactly. Exactly. All right, let's get warm and toasty with the soaps. We got a little bit to talk about. We getting ready to head into February sweeps in another week. We getting
Of
ready to
Monday.
head into February period. We done blew through January.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
February 5th is Monday.
girl, that's the crazy thing is that today is the 24th. We were just
Yeah.
saying Happy New Year. We were doing the end of the year review and everything, and January is almost over. It's like, did they speed up time or something?
I don't know. Like we're in interesting times. Everything is just moving super fast.
Right.
It's like we're fast forwarding through like a movie or something.
Holy crap, Monique. Monique Abrams says she just paid her gas bill is $381. Wow.
Mm, sheesh. I couldn't imagine that, girl.
That
Oh
is
goodness, God bless you.
crazy. Texas is looking forward to an ice storm, but have prepared. Oh, TA is in Dallas. Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha,
Oh,
gotcha.
she's in Texas, like Trish.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yep, yep, yep. All right, so welcome you guys to Soap Corner Talk, where we're going to recap The Young and the Restless, The Bold and the Beautiful, and Beyond the Gates for the week of January 19th through the 23rd. We normally do The Young and the Restless first, then we do The Bold and the Beautiful, followed by Beyond the Gates, and then we have our segments, Flip the Script, Who's Taking Several Seats, Star of the Week, Pickle of the Week, our Simp Olympics, and then of course our Lily Winters Award. And we have a lot of folks that may be getting medals for that one.
Man, a lot of nominations. They really wanted this award this
Yeah.
week.
Oh, absolutely. So make sure you guys are hitting that like button now that you here. If you came in and forgot to hit the like button, please hit the like button. Also follow on the other platforms. I'm still thinking about doing the edits for Carlton and what is that girl name? Lord.
Nicole.
Nicole. Carlton and Nicole, Danny and Bill, and who was the other one? It was three of them. Oh,
Oh,
Shanice and Ted. So I still
yeah.
got some work to do. I'm in the house where it's nice and toasty, so that gives me some time to actually, work on some edits because especially with Nicole and Carlton, they needed a little bit of help.
They need a lot of help. I mean,
Uh,
they were talking all the way through it, like, "Oh, I'm going to kiss you now. Oh, I'm going to move and shift my shoulder this way." Like,
Girl, I was on social media. Facebook is hilarious, and they were judging the couples, and they said, of course, Ted and Shanice was pretty darn hot, and Nicole and Carlton was not.
no. I mean, it looked promising the way he put her against the wall. We were like, "Oh," and
Mm-hmm.
then it shifted to the fireplace, and they're choreographing and giving out directions.
Girl,
Like, I'm going to shift my
here's
body
the thing,
here.
Bree, and we'll talk about this a little bit later. But I think all that is predicated because of the fact that Nicole did that under false pretenses. She was just reacting to what she saw, not that she was truly interested in sleeping with that man.
Yep,
So
exactly.
we'll break that down when we get to Beyond the Gates. All right. So without any further ado, we're gonna talk about The Young and the Restless. A lot was going on. We saw Mariah come back on screen with a whole new storyline, which is out of left field, in my opinion. Um,
Yeah.
we saw another storyline look like it's on the horizon with Nick and these pills, which I didn't see really any evidence of that on Monday because it seemed like they would have found some stuff in his system if he went back to the hospital. But I don't know. That doesn't mean that they might not take him down that path, but it just seemed a little like a shift. We also saw the aftermath of everybody coming after Phyllis and Kane for the AI situation, and then what happened to Matt. So,
Yeah, we found that out on Monday.
mm-hmm. Yes, we
Yeah.
did, girl. All right, so where you want to start?
Uh, we can actually get Matt Clark and this out the way for sure but that was definitely the beginning of the week.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we touched on it a little bit earlier on this week when we had the live, but
Oh yeah, because we
so
went live on Monday night.
mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I once again I don't understand why they're so scared to just send this man to the police. I understand they are lacking in the
You sound,
police
hey Bree,
officer.
you sound a little muffled.
I sound muffled.
A little bit, yep.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Let me shift over here.
Oh,
Okay.
that's much better. It's clear.
Okay. He the fact that he has gotten all this airtime and he has not been to jail. That dirty cop has been to jail for almost a month now. In the meantime, he's been in Jack's custody. He's been in the trunk. He's been this place, that place, everywhere but jail. And you got Nick calling himself that he's going to solve and fix the situation.
Uh-oh. Bree, you
We
still there?
see
You
we
faded out for a second.
I faded out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was saying like Nick calls himself trying to fix the situation, and he has a broken leg. We see where Noah gets a lot of his stupidity from.
Right.
But I understand. He's like, look, I'm going to be a man. I'm going to handle it. And you got Sharon. Then you got Noah. Sienna throwing their 2 cents in. Sienna went to Victor thinking like, oh, he's going to take him to the police. Girl, Victor.
Yeah, but look at what happened. Because I see people in the chat asking, what do you think is going to happen to Matt Clark? Well, that is answered on the Monday, the 26th episode.
For the most part, it's answered.
Right.
But we're hoping for the actor's sake, there's more to come. But should we go ahead and say?
Okay, because it's a want moment.
Yeah. So Victor sent him to jail.
Yep.
After all this time, he sent them to jail. We don't get to see him go to jail. The last scene that we saw with him and Matt Clark, he was boxing on the boxing bag, and then he opened the door, told him to stand up. And to be honest, I thought he put him in like a man-made jail like he did with Aunt Jordan.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Because what was that whole thing where we saw, what day was that this week? Where he was looking down a doorway or something. Remember Victor was opened the door and he looked down like a do you remember that scene?
Yeah, that was looking down at Matt Clark. Matt Clark was on the ground.
Okay, gotcha. And then
he was telling him to get up.
So wait a minute. Do you actually think that wait. Maybe that's what Nicholas was told.
No, he got that information from Noah and Sienna because they met up with Michael.
Oh, supposedly. Michael told him that. That's right. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and then found out, she's good to go. But Victor sent him to the police. He's supposed to go set for trial and all that good stuff. What?
What?
Keish?
Wait a minute. Keish is on here? Hey, yeah, Keish.
I just got home from my nephew's game.
That's what I thought you was with the family.
Yeah.
We just started.
I'm put myself on mute for a minute so I can. I don't want to make all this noise in the background.
Okay, gotcha.
All right. See you in a little bit.
All right, no problem. All right, go ahead, Bree.
So they did all of this. They had like this fake trial. Mm-hmm. Like, we're going to tell you what you did. You got Noah talking about, like, I thought you were a friend. I thought you were this, my mentor. And you did this. You did this to my Sienna, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, Sienna is talking about, did you ever love me?
Oh,
did you
Lord.
ever care for me? Girl, why do
you care? Exactly. Which, you guys, and I'm not going to spoil this for you, but make sure you keep an eye on that situation on Monday. Because so Bree, we talked about this a few weeks back when Sienna was locked to the bedpost. And she went through that whole emotional thing, like, we could leave together and we can do this. Now, some people might say, well, she was just telling him what he wants to hear to get out. But a part of what she was saying really seemed sincere.
Yeah.
And now...
And in this scene where they're doing this fake trial, she's saying some of the similar things.
Yep.
Like, I thought you were funny. I thought you were mysterious. I love that. Like, did you ever love me? Did you ever care for me? Of all the things that she could say,
Mm-hmm.
she could have said, like, you lied to me. You're disgusting. I want nothing to do with you. I hope you rot. You're asking, did this man ever really love you?
Right. Why do you care about that? If you're so into your new relationship and you flying all over the country to be with that little boy toy Noah, why do you even care about whether Mitch Matt loved you or not? Why do you care?
I hope he picks up all the information she was dropping on him on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Did some food for thought, for real, for him.
Yep. So y'all stay tuned to that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but why do you think she felt comfortable enough to talk to Victor? You don't know that man. Plus, that
And
man was
he,
the same one that unleashed that AI program on your husband's system. So,
yeah,
what made you feel so comfortable to go behind Nick and Noah's back to talk to Victor?
it was Noah. Noah blew her head up thinking that she's really a part of the family and thought that she had input on what she could say because Noah said so. But Nick checked her a couple of times, checked the whole family a few times about
Mm-hmm.
what she is and what she's not.
Right. Yep.
But I'm like, what did she think Victor was going to do? If Matt Clark was going to go to jail, he would have been in jail
Exactly.
a long time ago, but eventually he did go, supposedly. Because remember, this is Michael giving this information.
Right. Jenna said that Victor also takes Sienna. No. Oh, Sienna is about to walk. I mean, she's about to be good. I'll just say that.
Yeah, she brand new.
Bro, she gonna be real brand new.
Mm-hmm. But Noah, who are you? Who?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody about to get their feelings hurt. Um. Oh, now what did you think about the scene with Nicholas basically telling everybody off? Post Sharon was looking like, oof. Okay.
I loved every bit of this. I know that he's reacting because he's in pain. Like, I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But he let no one know, look, you don't run nothing up in here about what I need to do. Sharon, I heard you, but once again, I got this. And Sienna, you have no place within this family. You are not family. You don't dictate or tell me what I should and should not do for my family.
Yeah, Nick was
And she had the
pissed.
nerve to say, I know Matt more than you do. He was like, you didn't even know this man's name.
Right. I don't this I don't get them. Whoever's writing for Noah, it's like y'all making him look like an idiot.
Yeah. I'm like trying to step to his father. Like, you don't have to talk to Sienna that way. You have to do it. Boy, when I say belt to tail, he let everybody in that room have it. He was not
Listen,
playing.
we needed let me see. Probably a prime time version of Nick's conversation.
Oh,
Like
oh
Paris said, it
yeah.
would have been funny to see Nick cuss everybody out.
Oh yes. Like we get the subliminals of all of it. Like we know what he wants to say. Trust and
Man,
believe.
that man talking about hotter than fish grease. He was in pain. That dude was so mad. And a lot of that with Noah, I think, is because he has bitten his tongue too long to tiptoe around Noah's feelings. Both of them.
Yeah.
This
And
this this whole thing went amok because of what you chose to do with Sienna. Now, I mean, not to say that, Matt wouldn't have eventually made his way back to Genoa City, but you helped facilitate the whole situation by being with his wife and then bringing said wife to Genoa City.
yep. So I mean, and then catching a whole attitude. And then when people told you to stay put, you want to take her out for coffee and in the park. And oh, I'm not scared of Matt Clark. Then when they were talking about offering Matt Clark money to go away, where is your wallet at? Why aren't you writing a cashier's check to make this go away?
Exactly. Girl, please be the first one. I'm not afraid of Matt. Let me think. So you get ran off the road and put into a coma.
Mm-hmm.
Then you get back to Genoa City. Well, wait. Before you get to Genoa City, you got poisoned with fentanyl, or almost.
He got knocked. He left the hospital right after they removed the bandages off, and he kicked his family out because he caught an attitude with them. Went to the shadow room to look for them. He got knocked upside of his head and thrown into a room with Sienna.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Got to
And
Genoa
then
City. They took that walk out. Sienna got snatched, and you got bopped upside the back of your head.
again,
Again. So the question
so
remains, Noah, you can handle Matt?
apparently not. Does he even have a brain left at this point?
Girl, concussed. One of the two. How many times you gonna get a
Mm-hmm.
hit upside the head?
I would think once was enough. I would think that after getting ran um, over by a car or ran off the road and it was in the coma, had to have surgery, you would have thought some common sense would have seeped in like, maybe I shouldn't have to deal with this woman. Especially
Exactly.
since she waited to the 11th hour to even check up on me.
Right.
And my family was trying to reach out to her and she wants to ignore phone calls, and she was more worried about her bar and her businesses than me. But Noah is who he is. He's gonna learn the hard way. He's gonna learn a lot going forward after Monday.
Oh, absolutely, and that's what he get. You went through all of this only to be wah wah wah. Anyway,
Yeah,
um, now where do you think those pills came from that Nick found in his pocket?
I think that was Matt's jacket.
Interesting.
I think that was Matt's jacket that he put on, or thinking that it was his. I don't know. I I might have to go back and look at where that
Yeah,
originated
because I
from.
don't see anything where, and some people were saying on social media that Matt planted it there, but how could he? Unless, like you say, Nick got the wrong jacket on or something and reached in the pocket and he looking at them pills like, where this come from? Here's my thing. If I put on a jacket and some pills I ain't never seen before, I ain't taking them.
Right.
Why would you take that?
It could have been anything.
Right.
It could it's like the other chemicals could have soaked on it. Like any I mean I have no idea what he was thinking. I understand being in pain, but like everyone's telling you, go to the hospital or something. But I'm not taking no random party favors like Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
But uh, after Monday's episode, it seems like he's okay because he got a refill of an actual prescription. He about to be a pill. He about to pop off. This is going to be an interesting storyline for Nick.
Yep. Very much so.
Mm.
So, yep. It's going to be interesting. Obviously, this would be a beginning of a whole new storyline.
Yeah. And exactly, Jenna. This storyline was a
Waste.
waste.
Exactly.
They gave us a whole LA set and like what a whole bar scene, like all of these different things, these characters that are pretty much written into the corner at this point. Like the only other thing, like Detective Burrows is coming back and he's going to be part of GCPD. I think he's going to be chief, if I'm not mistaken. So he's taking over Chance's position. But I mean, it's just, if this was all leading to Nick's storyline, I mean, okay, I guess. But what does that mean for Matt Clark. So I'm assuming that Matt Clark is going to help feed the beast, if you know what I
Right.
mean. So
Right.
he's going to supply
Mm-hmm.
somehow.
Well, that would definitely kind of like how for a while when Jordan left the first time, Nikki was left with her addiction restarted. In this
Yep.
case, when they gave her alcohol. So in this case, with the pain that he's experiencing with that knee, now that he didn't have a little taste of what those pills in his pocket could do, he's probably, is going to go down that dark road with addiction. So, and we've never, and I'll be, I totally believe that Josh Morrow will rock this whole storyline out.
Yeah. He hasn't been, I don't think he's ever been nominated for an Emmy.
Mm-mm.
So the way the last few scenes, I'm like, if this is what we're doing, I'm here for it. I would love to see him get nominated. Because I feel like his son's going to get nominated for the younger actor category. Honestly,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'm all for it. It'd be a different storyline because they always threw him like in a romantic triangle or anything that has to do with business. This is a completely different avenue, and then see him snap. And I think the only person who might end up saving him is the one who's going to need the redemption the most once this Newman stuff fails, and that's Phyllis. Because if we look back, she saved Jack from his addiction.
Mm-hmm. Well, I guess we'll find out. All right, before we dive into the biggest storyline this week, we need to talk about quickly. We were introduced or reintroduced to Mariah back on set, where it looked like it's sparking a new storyline, which we saw for the previews of next week, where she's having this obsession over Dominic and she's having this internal conflict, while at the same time, her alter ego conversation is with Ian Ward. This was so out of left field. I thought maybe she was gonna, because when she first started talking, I think was that Wednesday or Thursday, or was that today?
That was today's
That was
episode.
today. I always watch these day ahead. It's like, wait a minute, I gotta keep up. So,
Yeah.
today's episode, because it was, to me, it was bland except for a couple things, but she was writing saying, how, I miss my baby. Maybe she'll take me back. And I'm like, okay, all right, she gonna get back and find out that the girl cheated with Daniel. But this is going a whole different direction. I'm like, Dominic? And of course, we got the introduction of the new character who was Sorod, to play Dominic, as they aged him up a little bit.
He's so cute.
I know, right?
He want to be there, but he look cute.
You're so funny. But yeah, so now it looks like she's going to have some weird obsession to Dominic because she carried this child and there's some sort of connection, it seems. I don't know. We went through that whole storyline with her and Tessa adopting a child only for her to be obsessed with the one she carried for somebody else.
And how about they have rewritten her storyline 3 times now?
Girl, they don't know. As somebody said it in the chat, they don't know what they want to do with her with Mariah.
Nope, not nothing. Because at first she said she went to a conference or like a meeting out of town, and she did something that was absolutely unforgivable. And then all of a sudden, we find out that she said out her mouth that she unalived somebody, only for us to find out again that she attempted to do it. Mm-hmm. Tessa went to the hotel, and the front staff was just willing to give all the information. So like, hey, he was startled, but he's okay. He walked out, and then she left, and that was it.
Wow.
Okay. And then we saw her very few and far in between. all of 2025. It was definitely more than Zende, but she was in the clinic, pulled herself out the clinic. Now she is like stalking this boy for this storyline. And I'm like, is Ian like a figment of her imagination, which we found out that he is? Okay, so what is she planning to do with this boy? Is she trying to raise him by herself and run away? Like, they really don't know what to. I hate these rewrites. It's
I
like they
know,
start
right?
and they stop, and it's like it's like different writers are writing different versions of the storylines for characters, or they like completely abandon it altogether, and they think that we're stupid, like we're gonna forget about this.
Right. Yeah, because she had made peace with that whole thing, which is why, she detached and then she decided to adopt with Tessa. I mean, you had a baby. It was a storyline with the other young lady giving up her baby. Remember, I forgot the girl who,
Yeah, it was like a teenage
right,
pregnancy, something like that.
right. So only for her to circle back and want to be with Dominic. And it's just like, why are we doing this? Find something else for this girl to do.
Yeah, that's why I don't feel bad at all for Tessa. She tried within her marriage. Mariah left months ago.
Right.
So whatever she did with Daniel, look, as far as I'm like, she tried. And she said that she's getting a divorce. She actually took action to do that. Unlike
Mm-hmm.
some people I'm bold. But I'm just Josh Griffin, if you are listening, and any of the writers, you guys are listening, what are y'all doing over there?
Mm-hmm.
And the actress is incredibly talented. Cameron Grimes is a phenomenal actress, award-winning actress. And I'm not sure if there's like anything behind the scenes, but it was crazy the way they were doing her storyline, and most of the stuff took place off screen.
Right. Yep.
For this to be thrown in our face, and I understand this is also giving a storyline with Devon and Abby, who we really haven't seen much since Nice.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen Devon more, but we haven't seen Abby since Nice.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't understand why this particular route. So is she going to be completely abandon her own child?
Yeah.
Because Tessa says she sent the gift but didn't bother to contact the girl, but you're all about Dominic. I'm like, come on.
Yeah. I don't. And I get it because who was that? Belinda was saying that how Mariah gave birth to Dominic. That's why she's obsessed with wanting him. She had issues of giving him up. But we're talking about, and that's true, and I get that part. But it would be different if she had over the past year or two been obsessing. They completely dropped that and made her totally distanced from that whole thing. She was in a whole different storyline with her mom. She was working at Cassidy First. We had
Yeah.
the hearing storyline with Arya and her, and so they had pretty much it. And I mean, the writers can do what they want, I guess, but at least make it make sense and have some continuity. If she
Mm-hmm.
was still having some remnant affections of Dominic. What they should have done over this past time is every time Dominic comes around, you can kind of see a little tension there about her missing him or something like that. She was completely distanced from that. So now to bring it back around, it's like, why are we going back to that?
Right. I'm like, Arya is a toddler, and I can see if Mariah had just given birth to Dominic and she has that hormones are racing and she still has that tie to that child. But he is Sorod. This boy looks like he can hang out with Johnny and
Harrison or something.
Harris. There we go. He can hang out with Harrison. Like, so much time has passed. Why are we revisiting that?
Right.
Did she fall and hit her head, and she the only memory she had was giving birth to him?
Right.
I don't know, but she's still writing a letter saying that she doesn't deserve Arya and Tessa. I'm like, okay, writers, I'm tired.
You're right. And then Ian keeps popping up. Like, why? I mean, we went through this with Sharon and Cameron Kirsten, and now you're gonna do the same thing. And it seemed like it's a figment of her imagination.
Yeah,
It's not the Ian we saw in the ambulance who woke up. Even though we know he's out there somewhere, but
exactly.
it's not him in this case. It's her fighting her own internal demons. And so I was like, do we gotta go with give us something else? Have her come back and, I mean, if they're moving away from these two women in a relationship, okay, she find out that Mariah's now with Daniel, maybe she can pick up something and go up against Claire for holding.
Mm.
Something different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give her something soapy, or get her back to work, or she decides that her mom is doing a poor job at running the company and she want to take over the company from her mother.
Yeah, but I guess she really in her mother's footsteps. Cricket is supposed to come back, I
For
guess,
what?
sometime in March to represent Mariah.
For what? She did. Okay, obviously she must have done something in court.
Yeah, based off of the previews.
The
Yeah, that
kidnapping.
boy's. Mm-hmm.
Okay, whatever.
So, yeah, so we're going to see Christine, and it means Tessa, Daniel, everyone's going to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and I would imagine Victor wouldn't be happy about that.
Of course not. And then he gonna be deeming her, cause then if they tolerating Sharon right now, and then they'll be saying you just like your mother. So you know how the Newmans are. Speaking of the Newmans, we're gonna talk about them now. So we're moving on to this whole thing with the Newmans, the butthurt Newmans, and this whole AI situation with Kane and Phyllis. Each of them, Victor, Nicholas, and Victoria, decided to make a pit stop. Oh, and Sally decided to make a pit stop to try to tell Phyllis and Kane about themselves. And it's like, okay, where were you, Sally? I'm going to start with her first. When Victor was going after your boyfriend's family? You didn't go up to Victor and get pissed off at him about anything. Now, I know she's pissed off about the fact that Kane offered Billy Chancellor. But I'm like, Sally, why don't you let him do him? And I'm surprised. And see, we were talking about what Audra would do, but she even shocked me with the dialogue that they gave her. Oh my God, he's doing that. I'm like, okay, all of y'all can't be this blind. It's almost like they put them all on, oh my God, he's just going to fall apart. He's just going to. How about he doesn't have to fight for the company? It's given to him and he run it like a champ. What's wrong with that?
Exactly. And plus, she's been talking about employment for a good year. Now she got it. She got the control. She technically don't have to work for anybody. They agreed on a Kleenex contract that if he was able to get Chancellor somehow, that she gets to run Avid Communications.
Yep.
So looks like that contract is about to really be true. So what is her problem?
Because she wants to control this man. She figured that she's calling his mama. She tried to call his mama again.
Victor tried to call Jill. They're making all these phone calls. They are desperate.
Yeah, but the thing is with Sally is, because we're talking about what's the problem with her, She wants to control the situation. She wants this man to pretty much do what I say do and nothing else. You got this situation where you're in charge. Okay, now you own the company. Do you want him to resent you? Because that's what's going to happen. Once it just say he decided to say no to Kane and the deal goes out the door. Somewhere down the line, he's going to resent her for doing that.
Exactly. Exactly. And I guess we're finally going to see the end of Billy and Sally based off of what she was saying earlier
But
today.
you know what,
And
Bree? This is the writer's fault. They
yeah,
need allies. So this is where Sally is like, you know what? The way the Newmans treated me, Adam, Victor did a whole doxing of my life. He
mm-hmm.
tried to take my baby from me. Yeah, let's go and rock out with this.
And you know what? Kane even brought that up to her. He's like, you're not even a little bit satisfied that Victor's getting what's coming to him. Oh, I choose to be positive. I choose to put my energy into the
Mm-hmm.
things that make me happy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He asked a legitimate question that you're choosing not to answer. She knows she's happy. She knows. A lot of people technically would be. So I'm like, because if Victor had the control, he would have torpedoed Abby Communications too,
Oh,
because he was
absolutely.
about to do that too.
Absolutely. He was planning to sabotage Abbott Communications
Mm-hmm.
with that hit piece on Jabot the same night as
Yep.
the opening.
Yep. So that would have affected her too. So you mean to tell me she's not even the least bit happy, least bit satisfied that Victor and the Newmans got what that was coming to them after everything that she went through? He even brought up Adams, like, you're not even a little bit happy about what happened. I, I, I just want to move forward and go through a positive direction. And Billy, I don't want Billy to go down the wrong path. He's a grown man, and that is his life. You either are going to go along for a ride with him,
Mm-hmm.
or you going to choose otherwise.
I
And that's
kind of
pretty
want
much.
to see what he gonna do, and the problem is nobody has faith in this man. Now, has he done some stupid stuff?
Mm,
Yes, they all have.
he
Either
already
they've done
agreed
it,
to it.
either they've done things unethically or they've done things stupidly. One of the two.
He already told Kane, because Phyllis was in the room with them, that he wants to take over Chancellor. He said yes. So he gave Kane an answer.
Right. And so for Sally to think that, oh, I'm so disappointed in you because you're going down a dark path. What dark path? You're getting a whole company. What dark
Yeah.
path? He's not scheming to get the company. He's not trying. But what did you want? Uh, because here's the thing. Victor had no problem trying to take over. He already took over Matt's company, his business, and he had no issues or qualms along with the rest of the Newmans whether they wanted to play like they were. Oh, I feel sorry for Jabot. They were all in it, and especially Adam, on trying to take
Yeah.
down Jabot. Nobody had issues with him coming after Jabot, but everybody got issues with Kane coming after Newman.
Yep. I mean, exactly, Cece. Sally has been so annoying, and she's trying to compare him to her father. He's not your daddy. I mean, if she can't handle Billy, why does she ever think that she is able to handle Adam?
Because Adam was a simp. During that time period, Adam and Nicholas was simping. Anytime you go and y'all swapping fluids in the same time period that y'all don't know who the kid belonged to, that's why she could handle him because he was simping for her.
Mm-hmm. And then she got cheated on.
Yep.
I mean, if she's so unhappy, she doesn't have to be with him. I mean, go ahead, leave the company since you can't do anything without him, apparently. Then go about your
I
business.
just wish that there was I just wish that there was a different set of writers or something going on. And, no shade to the actors and actresses, but this could have been done so crazy. And I don't mean crazy as it didn't make sense, but had Audra been peeping after Billy, you know what I'm saying, and be like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, Sally, you got a man that ambitious and you going to try to squash his dream? If I had a man like that, I would do this, that, and the third. And then when she finds out that Sally was like, no, 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 I don't like this. If he's done, I'm done. Have Sally go behind her back and be like, you know what, Billy, I know Sally don't, believe in you, but I think you can really do this. They could really write this stuff differently instead of making it lopsided where everybody is Team Newman and the rest of the world be darned.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's well, I'm definitely team everybody else. I'm
Yeah.
so happy for the Newman downfall. The fact that everyone is like popped in to do just Victoria. I was cracking up with that. The fact that she said, I called Lily and the kids and I told her, put it on speakerphone so I can tell them what you did.
Girl, well,
He's like,
wait. We got to,
so,
before you get to that part, Nick called Summer.
oh, that's right. That was Monday.
Yep. Nick ran and told Summer what her mother was doing. And then Victoria, like you were just saying, went and told Lily what her ex was doing.
I mean, Summers and Mulan, like, I mean, so Summer would have been perfectly fine with her grandfather torpedoing her son's family legacy because Harrison is an abbot. That's his legacy in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm. They didn't
So
care
she has an
nothing
issue.
about that.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
but she's mad at Phil. And the thing is, people can feel how they feel. Phyllis is going to be how she is. Same way Daniel was trying to check her. She was like, look, you can go about your business. I'm sick of you trying to doubt me and tell me what I should and shouldn't be doing. I mean, let Phyllis fall. Let her
But
fall.
but
And
you
to
know
be
what,
honest, I'm.
Bree? Here's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
The This is just like any corporate takeover. Now,
Yep.
granted, a lot of this is Victor's fault.
Yep.
You held on to something that could destroy you. But we'll get to that part. But, I want you to finish what you had to say on that. But it's like, why are we even having this conversation about what, with this whole thing with, girl, just go ahead. Go ahead.
Like she, and the thing is, Phyllis is who she is, and the thing
Hmm.
it's not like she had anybody really in her corner.
Right.
Like there's people who will check in, but then she pointed out there she had fair weather friends in Michael and Lauren because look at who they're siding with, the
Right.
Newmans.
Of course.
After everything the Newmans have pretty much put that couple through, the Phyllis is forever the enemy. And then you have Nick who will forever align himself with his family, and whether she falls in line or not, he makes them enemies, which she pointed out to Nick. And it's not like her and Victoria are close, or Abby, or Adam. Like, who did she owe loyalty towards when it came to the Newmans? And on top of that, the stuff that Victor had put her through, especially with that Marco situation,
Mm-hmm.
whereas that essay situation, Victor had it coming. Victor has stacked up nothing but enemies. It was a matter of time before somebody took him down. It just happened to be Phyllis and Kane. And I think that's the big part. It kind of gets underneath their skin because they feel that they're better than those two.
Yep. Yeah, she had a lot. I mean, and then she throwing it in Victoria, throwing it in Kane's face. It's like, I told him everything, and Charlie was thinking about giving you a chance, but now, and I'm like, who gave you the right to call anybody's family? Who? Why?
No,
I mean, go ahead. What you finna say?
I'm going to say right.
Yeah, I
And
mean, who
after,
gave you the right to call Lily and say, "Oh, your ex-husband decided to turn the AI program on us"? Okay, but did you tell your side of the story? You had it. It wouldn't have been eating you from the inside if you wasn't holding on to it.
yeah. And where was her sympathy for Jack and the Abbots? Why was she not moving mountains to stop her father from trying to attack the Abbott family?
Which is also Johnny and Katie's other side of the legacy. We saw Billy talk about that a week ago, that they are an Abbott.
Oh yeah, he checked her. He was
Mm-hmm.
like, "Well, the Newman Enterprises is their legacy." He's like, "No, they're Abbott's. The Jabot is their legacy." He made that clear.
Yes, and
Oh
she.
well,
Mm-hmm.
she had nothing to say after that.
Yep. Your legacy don't supersede somebody else's. These are two big, powerful companies in this
Mm-hmm.
country, supposedly in soap world. Two big, large conglomerates because they have, Marchetti and all of this overseas, and then Newman has all of their industries and stuff like that. Them kids like Johnny, Katie, Harrison, and even you throw Dominic in there, they're tied to so many legacies. It's insane.
Right. Dominic's legacy is Chancellor in Winters.
Mm.
That's it.
And
And
Newman and Abbott.
and yeah. Oh, that kid is going to be forever nothing but money in that family.
Yep.
For that boy. But where was her fight? Because at New Year's, Kyle was trying to plead to her to talk to her father or get him to stop or do something, anything. She's like, "I'll see what I can do." And then she's crying about, like, "Oh, my father, he built this legacy. He doesn't deserve this." What do you mean he doesn't deserve this? The amount of things he has done to people. It was time for this man to fall. And I saw some people online saying, like, "Oh, poor Newmans. I feel bad." I was shocked when I saw that.
Here's my thing. I think this is where they messed up with having writing Phyllis to show her hand. I mean, nobody would have known what could have happened to that. Who's to say that the system just didn't turn on itself? You didn't have to say that we did this. I would have preferred for Kane and Phyllis to just sit back and let them run amok and be scrambling to figure out what the heck happened. And then when they couldn't do anything, then show your hand like, okay, turn over the keys. You know what I mean? I would have preferred that because now they know who to attack. That's why I'm like, Phyllis, why did you even open your mouth? We saw Kane was like, I don't know what you're talking about. And then Phyllis, because she wanted to show that she was a winner, which she did absolutely nothing, because she didn't even know that he had launched it until he told her. She was
Yeah.
like, I won. I did this. You didn't do jack, and you should have kept your mouth closed.
Yeah.
That's Phyllis for you.
What'd you say,
She
Keith?
I said that's Phyllis for you. That it reminds me of when Phyllis went to her own funeral because she just needed to see how people were mourning her
Yep.
instead of leaving the state at the very least after faking her own death.
Oh, she's an egomaniac.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand wanting to triumph over Victor.
Right.
I get it. But
Right.
play your cards, right, girl? You were quiet this whole time about whether or not you took the software and gave it to Victor. You could have did the same thing with this takeover.
Because here's the thing, right now the Newmans, as we saw, are trying to, they've already called Lily, they've called Summer. They're trying to maneuver things on Monday's episode as well in regards to Kane. If you hadn't opened your big old mouth, they wouldn't know what how this happened or who did what. The system is in your company. It could have picked up a virus from anywhere. We y'all would have never known, but because she had to say something, it now gives them the opportunity to attack you now.
Yes and no. But the thing is that they're going to throw back into Newman's face is that Victor used it already. He was already threatening the Abbotts, and they can easily refer back to the Abbotts, and they can confirm that.
Wait a
Especially
minute.
Diane. Diane would be cheerleading for this.
Okay, wait a minute. You said yes and no. What do you mean by that? Go ahead.
Like, yes, yes, they could use the fact that Phyllis admitted to them taking over the company with the AI software. They already went to the FCC, and they're trying to attack this legally. But no, and like Phyllis pointed out, they really don't have much leverage, especially since Victor already used the software and has threatened the Abbotts and their company. And Kyle will waste no time confirming that. Diane will waste no time confirming that, and maybe even Jack.
Right, I agree with that. That makes sense because I was like, you say yes and no. I'm like, okay, give me some details. But I just wish that they would have had them scrambling because one thing that Victor prides himself on is staying 2, 3, 10 steps ahead. Don't give him the steps. Keep
Yeah,
him in
and
the dark.
the steps that they're taking, they're grasping at straws at this point. And I saw a comment earlier, I'm trying to find, where someone was asking about, based off of the previews, what Victor is planning to do to try to leverage the situation. Shout out to Lachelle Wallace 59. She says, question, Victor plans to K-nap Lily and the twins. Can you elaborate on all the ways this will go wrong for Victor? Even faking this can go wrong in many ways. Trying to be YouTube friendly. So I thought this was, I thought based on the previews, I was like, there's no way Victor's going to be this dumb or even allude to something like this. I guess that's, I mean, out of all the things you can think of, so the FCC didn't work for you. So Victoria called Lily and the kids to tell them what was going on. Victor said, or sorry, Kane said he don't care. Phyllis says she doesn't care. So the last resort that Victor can come up with now is to use Lily and the kids as leverage. So Kane can give up the software.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have the software. All he did is flip the switch to turn on itself. Yeah. That software is still in the possession of the Newmans.
Or to give back the company, something like that. My thing is, Lily and the kids said they want nothing to do with this man. So you are going to pretend like there's a posed threat against them in order to try to leverage the threat of something happened to them so you can get your company back. You're in that much desperation to commit a crime. That's a crime. You don't do that. That's crazy. That's your son-in-law's sister, even though like you don't really care about Lily like that, but still. That's where the writing is going with this takeover.
That is just crazy to me. I mean, and kind of what Bree is alluding to is more details that's on the Monday, January 26th episode. I know we tend to try to watch it ahead of time. Some of you guys in Canada might have already seen it for Monday, but what she's kind of referring to is the fact that they're going to try to gaslight Kane to get what they want. To sum it up, that's what they're going to do. Him and Adam is going to try to gaslight Kane to get what they want. The question is it
Mm-hmm.
going to work? So,
Mm-mm. I don't see that happening. I see Phyllis and Kane walking into Newman Enterprise. You saw that sad look on Victor's face. I loved every bit of it. I'm like, this is exactly what you deserve. He looked like he was on the verge of tears,
yeah, he was.
looking at his portrait, looking down at the ground. Victoria had to give him a hug. I'm like, this is exactly what you get. He looked defeated, y'all, when you see this.
Yep. All right. So, I also want to touch on now Kane bringing Billy into the fold because we kind of talked about that, and Phyllis is not happy about that.
She got to get
And
over herself.
right, and Kane pretty much told her, "Look, let me handle my business, and you stay out of it." And she looked at like she was like, "Excuse me? Yes, it's not you that held the power to even do this in the first place. You're along for the ride."
Well, she is kind of like Sally, thinking that she's going to pull the strings on this man, but she wanted him to embrace Errol Sada Dumas. Errol Sada Dumas was given orders,
Right,
and if you weren't along with the plan, you just weren't. He didn't sign anything, agree to anything in writing to where something was hers. He's going along with it. He wants her by his side, but he had to let her know who was really running the show.
right.
And he said, my relationship with Billy got nothing to do with you. What I decided to do got nothing to do with you.
She's just, I mean, because she was like, well, Chancellor is a part of blah, blah, blah. Newman is huge by itself. And you got Newman Media.
Right. I'm like,
So, and you got international and anything that's over there. So it's like, how much do you want, Phyllis? You can't run all this by yourself. And that's what Kane was saying. We're going to have a lot to do. We're going to have to
right.
delegate some of this other stuff to other people.
I agree. And he wants to try to repair a relationship with Billy, and Billy already said yes.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, look, are you going to listen to Phyllis? Is she going to tell you what to do, or do we have a deal? Look, that's done. Billy pretty much said, look, I made my decision. Sally's just going to have to deal with it.
My question is, do you think Sally going to cut him off?
I think so.
Okay.
There were photographs, I guess, for next week's episode where we see Sally and Adam together. So I
Okay.
think,
Well, you know what? Go right back over there to that mess. The same people that screwed you over. That's what I'm saying. It's almost like some form of low-level Stockholm syndrome when it comes to people that deal with Victor and the Newmans. Y'all get chewed
right,
up and beat up and doxed on and lied to, and y'all still go back for more.
right. And I'm like, you had an issue with Billy taking over companies and feeding his ego. What do you think the Newmans have built their success on?
Yeah, and are you gonna be okay with Adam lying about doing something to Lily and the kids? Because I mean, they're dirtier than what Billy ain't even doing anything dirty. He's just being handed a company, and you mad about
Right.
that?
Right. But at the same time, because someone pointed this out in the chat, in the previews, Jill's health is on a downward spiral.
Right, that is correct.
So we remember from today's episode, I believe, or actually
Monday.
Thursday's episode, Victor had reached out to Jill. We know what was happening. So Victor got that word on Monday. He said, well, that plan is pretty much gone to waste. He thought he could use Jill to try to appeal to Kane's softer side.
I think
But
this is going to empower Billy even more because he figured that that's
yep,
his way to carry on Chancellor for his mama.
yep, exactly. And if Sally has an issue with that,
Too
that's
bad.
pretty much done.
Yep. We got to touch on one other thing before we move on to the bold and the beautiful, and that's Jack and that conversation with Billy. And then he goes and run and tell Nikki. And I'm like, dude, What is wrong with you? And I did see you guys' comments in the chat about let's talk about Nikki and Jack and whether they might become an item. I wanted to get to that in a separate conversation. I didn't want to talk about that in that moment, but I want to talk about it now. So, you know, Jack got information from Billy that's saying that he was considering it, and Jack just went off. You looking at him like, oh my God, you becoming this terrible person again, and you're spiraling, and this, that, and the third. And he was like, dude, I just want to talk to you about it. I didn't say yes, I didn't say no, I didn't do anything, but I want to tell you what's going on. And Jack just went left. And then he decides that, being pissed off at Billy, which is why I would hope that he rectify his relationship with Kane. He can be that brother for him that Jack is just always looking down at. He goes over to the Newman Ranch and tell Nikki what was going on, and I'm like, she didn't give you the same consideration.
Right. He tells her he's always a phone call away. He can always be there whenever she needs it, morning, noon, and night. And when he needed something, she once again fell asleep. And then she told him she want nothing to do with it.
And then she said that she was gonna do something until Christmas came along, and Victor gave her all those jewels, and then she was like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of this no more.
Could you imagine how much those jewels were worth? I might tell Jack to forget it too.
But he was stupid enough to think that this woman was going to follow through with all of that.
Right, which Diane keeps telling him. Like, I don't know why you keep trusting this woman. Even his son is like, his son and even Billy. Mm-hmm. It's like, why do you keep trusting this woman? But as soon as he has this conversation with Billy, saying like, how can you take this away from Nikki, or even going to at least allow her to have some time to clear out her desk before you decide to take over. Billy's like, I'm going to give her the same amount of time that she gave me. And I was like, checkmate. I was so proud of Billy. And then he goes over to coddle Nikki as if she doesn't know what was going on to begin with. Coddle her for what? Saying that, oh, I don't want you to lose Chancellor. That was a connection to you and Catherine, and I can't believe that Billy is going to take over and blah 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 blah. I'm so over this, and yes, I think they're slowly putting these two back together.
I mean, they were all hugged up in that house, and Victor walked in like, "Get your hands off my wife," and then he was like, "Oh, anytime you need me, day and night." I'm like, how? This is how you got in this situation in the first place.
Thank you. Exactly. He keeps referring back to the stuff in the hotel. He's still butthurt about this. He doesn't want you anywhere near his wife. You would have solved a lot of your issues by staying away from Nikki. And then she had the nerve to say, like, I don't understand, like, why we all can't just get along and be happy for each other. Girl, you are the source of the issue. You are the source.
Girl.
Of both of these men's issues.
Exactly.
They're at war, and the center point is you, because Victor feels like he's trying to protect you, or his pettiness. Actually, he confirmed it. He was perfectly fine with kicking her out over the holidays, but his pettiness towards Jack will supersede anything. But the center point has always been about Nikki. Jack's connection with Nikki, her reaching out to Jack, their friendship, her taking his side, worrying about the Abbotts. She is the center point of their issues. Yep. And this is why this man feels he can be as petty as he can.
Yep, that's why that whole truce came to an end. Because of what happened in that hotel, and the fact that Jack just cannot... This man is telling you to stay away from his wife, and your friend, you're married too. And the fact that I did not like at society when Diane took the high road and was like, yeah, well, I don't want Nikki to lose her company. And this man was like, I'm glad, I want to thank you for feeling that way. There is no way. You go run and tell your ex and look out for her?
Could you imagine that? If you were Diane, he
Oh
told you that.
man, please. Nope. Nope.
Oh, could not be me. Mm-mm.
She just take, and
How?
I'm like, let Diane. I mean, I understand y'all trying to change her to be the matriarch of, which is a redemption arc, to be the matriarch of the Abbott family right now. And okay, fine, cool. But at least give her some of that old school Diane energy. It's like, listen, dude, I'm gonna need you to stop going over there to run and tell and trying to protect her. She got a husband for that. And if you don't like it, too bad, so sad. You need to take care of business over here.
I wonder if she was a fly on the wall with that conversation he had with Billy at Billy's house, saying that his relationship with Nikki is just as important as hers with Victor.
I know. Who, you a friend? You're not her husband. Your wife is
Mm-hmm.
Diane Jenkins Abbott.
Maybe he needs like a sign
Girl,
every which way he goes to be reminded of that.
girl, ain't no way. There's
And in
no. That's
telling
the
this,
first thing. Every time something goes down with the Newmans, he always talking about, I hope Nikki's okay. What?
right, and then
Soon as
giving this woman a pass, saying, I trust Nikki. We're going to hold our hopes out for Nikki. Nikki's going to reach out to Victor. Nikki's going to do this. Everyone's looking at this man crazy. He could have had the software in his hands, courtesy
girl,
of Phyllis.
he sure could have. He back when Phyllis was like, listen, let's make a deal. Just give Summer, Marquetti, we can do this. And he just was like, well, I don't trust you. Okay, but you trust Nikki and Michael.
Michael. And Michael is planting moles. He's planting spot. He's helping moving Victor's plan along. And Victor will give this man a coin or say, like, I care for you. He will give these little trinkets for Michael. And that's enough motivation to destroy everything that you build. But you trust him.
Mm-hmm.
Fair weather friends, for real.
Yep. Insane. And y'all mad at what Phyllis is doing. I mean, granted, I was hoping she didn't run her mouth so quick, but both Jack and Victor played her to the left.
Yeah. Like,
Y'all gave her the knife.
pretty much. Pretty much. Like, that's what they both get. So, the fact that Jack said, like, I don't feel bad for Victor, but I feel bad for the kids. No, the Newmans got exactly what they deserved.
That's cap. Let me tell you why. Because he's pissed at Adam. He ain't even speak to that man when he walked out the door and ran into him and Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
So are you meaning Victoria and Nicholas is who you feel sorry for, right?
Right. Oh, and let's not forget Abby, who threw her 2 cents in today's episode.
Oh Lord Jesus.
So you're perfectly fine with your father torpedoing your mother's legacy that she spent a lot of time helping making it a success. You're an Abbott as well, so you're perfectly fine with your father looking to destroy that company. But the moment it affects your father, all of a sudden, oh my goodness,
the
my
world
poor
is
father.
coming to an end.
The world is, I'm like, so you pretty much disown your whole Abbott family. You don't even care about how this would have affected your mother. Okay, right. Whatever. I don't feel bad for any of these kids. Nick, Victoria, and Abby got $500 million each. They're sitting perfectly fine. None of their fortune is touched. They're okay. If they wanted to help their daddy rebuild Newman, they could have done it. But they're not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
But they've condoned Victor's behavior all the time, and they turn a blind eye the same way Nikki does, because she don't want to mess up her lifestyle. whenever he dangles a company or jewelry or a car in her face. Victoria, all she cares, just like Phyllis, oh well, my dad's gonna win. The Newmans always win. So she was the main one cheerleading for her dad. And then Nick, you don't know which way he's gonna sway most of
Yeah.
the time.
Oh yeah, and by the way, that conversation between Chelsea and her audacity with Phyllis. You tried to kill somebody. What are you talking about? You tried to kill the same man that you with. And you got the
Mm-mm.
nerve to talk about what somebody doing.
Yeah.
That's why that Lily Winters Award, ooh, it's a lot of nominees.
I mean, we could take our. I mean, we can give some honorable mentions. They deserve it, but the winner, that's gonna be tough. I mean, they gave us some stiff competition this week.
Yes, they did.
A
All
lot
right,
of contenders.
did we cover everything? And is Keish on the line? Keish, you there, girl?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
did
here.
you have anything that you wanted to chime in on before? Because I know we were on a roll. Did you have anything
No,
you wanted
no,
to say?
not really, because I don't have. I, I've actually watched all week,
Mm-hmm.
but it was kind of like watching and doing the laundry or doing like
Oh,
my
okay,
hands were busy, so
gotcha.
So it was filler week for you.
yeah, like
I don't think,
I know
Keish,
a
you
little bit
really
about
haven't
what's
been
going on.
into Y&R like that for a while now, right?
It's been a minute, honestly.
Okay.
the the first thing that's really kind of caught my attention in a long time is this possible addiction storyline that Nick is about to have,
Okay.
and then uh, Dominic getting kidnapped.
Okay. So you're interested in that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because we haven't seen Devon and Abby in a while. Devon gets on my nerves, but I mean I do want him to have stories,
Okay.
and this will be
Mr. Newman.
Mr. Newman.
Mr.
This will be an interesting one, I think. I
Gotcha.
just I heard what you guys were saying about it earlier about how it came out of nowhere that now Mariah is obsessed with Dominic, and there was no like build up to
Build
it.
up.
They've just
Right.
been
That's the
jumping all over the
perfect
place with her
word.
storyline.
That's the perfect word, Keys. Build up. I was wondering how I was
Yeah,
going to describe that.
yeah, that's kind of weird that like she's got her own child. Why is she obsessed with Dominic?
Right.
So, but
Exactly.
yeah, I'm interested to see what happens with that. But I do like know a little bit of what's going on, like with the whole Newman Phyllis thing. I don't feel sorry for any of them. I won't feel sorry for Phyllis when this blows up in her face and Kane leaves her hanging out to dry, and I don't feel sorry for the Newmans right now. They
Okay.
deserve it.
Mm-hmm. All right, cool. All right, so let's then move over to the bold and the beautiful. Um, we had two and a half storylines. We had, Eric coming on over there, which we kind of touched on, I think, on Monday, right, Bree? And and Keisha was on
Yeah.
the line with us too, right? One Keisha. Yeah, Keisha was on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mm-hmm.
I think we kind of touched on the thing with Eric. That's I called the half a storyline because the other two had to deal with this whole thing with Sheila, Deacon, and Taylor, and then this other storyline when it came to Miss Dillon and RJ. Well, we got a little piece of RJ this week, but really this whole teriyaki chicken thing and I mean, yeah, I don't know. It was just so weird how this whole thing was handled, and then we see all of a sudden Electra get a backbone and tell her, what she want to allow and what you do. And I get it, cause she want to set boundaries and stuff. But you invited that girl to live in your boyfriend's house. Why didn't you ask Uncle Eric to give that girl a place to stay? He got plenty of spaces on his property.
He had a GCAC in his house. Plenty of people come in and out of that house.
But you tell a young woman who's around your age to stay at your boyfriend's house.
Right. Very senseless.
All right, Keish, go ahead and dive in, girl.
But just like you guys said, there was no reason why she couldn't have offered for her to stay at Eric's. I'm sure he's got way more space than what Will has at the beach house. But it was almost, I feel like the same day that they offered it, there was, I can't remember what happened, or maybe it was like the very next day, but it was like as soon as it happened, there was automatically this switch that flipped in Electra, and she tried to check Dylan for something, and I can't remember what it was then, but it's like you literally were just begging this girl to stay at Will's house because you felt bad that she was living in her car. And I remember her saying, I don't know if that's a good idea. Are you going to be here too? Like, I don't want to make things uncomfortable. And she was like, oh no, go right ahead. And ever since, there's been an issue for Electra. She has had an issue. And today, the way that she kind of went off on her, I won't say she went off on her, but she definitely gave her a very strong, you need to steer clear of my man kind of talk. And it was like, yikes. All they did was eat dinner. She lives there.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he set up, some romantic candlelight dinner for Electra, and instead, replaced her with Dylan, and they sat there and was listening to romantic music and had low lights and all that kind of stuff. It was literally he just cooked dinner and she was there, so he offered her some.
Yeah, that was
It's
the other
just
thing, because even Will told her, I was the one that offered her to stay. And she was helping out around the house doing laundry and stuff like that. And she made it seem like with Dylan that she manipulated him to spend it. You had dinner with my boyfriend alone. Okay, he offered. It wasn't like she was trying to do something where she maneuvered
Right.
the situation.
she hasn't even done anything
Right, she
for
hasn't.
her to even think that she might try something with Will. This is all purely just Electra being insecure. And in my opinion, that's not a conversation she needs to have with Dylan. That's a conversation she needs to have with Will.
Exactly. I agree with that.
Like,
And he didn't save her no food either. It's like how you cook all that food and give it to the girl at the house, but you don't save me none.
right. Also, what is Miss Dillon eating? Because she doesn't have a job and she doesn't have any, or I guess maybe she's low on money. Like, why wouldn't you have made enough for three?
Right.
Y'all just be in there eating and just Miss Dillon just has no food. But yeah, Electra definitely went overboard with the way that she approached Dylan, in my opinion. And if she is that uncomfortable with it, then she needs to ask Dylan to come and stay with her at her grandfather's house or her uncle's house.
Well, here's the other thing too. Dylan said that I don't know if I should stay here, and she insisted.
Mm-hmm. Yep, she sure did.
What you got, Bree?
That teriyaki chicken must have been good. I'm curious to know what that recipe is like.
You know what's funny is that's what I had for dinner a couple of nights ago.
Oh wow. But go ahead,
Like, be
Bree.
careful. Like, they will cook you dinner. Oh my goodness. My thing is with Electra, this boy has been jumping through hoops for her. Literally.
Mm-hmm.
He's like on the verge of a breakdown after the Luna stuff happened, and he felt bad for lying to
Mm-hmm.
her.
Mm-hmm.
But since then, he's been her hero. He is her shadow, her Velcro. Why? Where is the trust for the person you say that you love?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think she trusts women. After that whole thing with Luna and Luna snuck in his room and them other girls around the place is in well now right now they focus on RJ, but beforehand they were interested in him too. The redhead girl and all of this stuff that we saw at the parties and stuff like that. Like you say, it kind of comes down to insecurity, but I think it also has to do with what happened with Luna too.
I
But that's an
I
external thing, though. That wasn't Will's
Exactly.
fault. You know what I
Of
mean? Like, don't
course. Of
you
course.
can't be insecure and untrusting of him because somebody assaulted him, and that's where she loses me. Like, Will has done nothing for you to think that he's going
Right.
to cheat on you.
right, and even prior to that, any girl that would approach him or hit on him, he would always talk about Electra. Electra is his favorite word.
Right, but that's
Like,
what I'm saying, Bree. I don't think she trusts the girls. I don't think it's an issue with her not trusting Will, because she knows that. I don't think she trusts these women.
I don't think. I
Even
agree
if it
with
is
that.
that, though, as long as your man is trustworthy, it doesn't matter what these women try.
I get it. I
Right.
totally get it. But in her mind, when with insecurity, you got women that be checking women for looking at your man or whatever. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? If you at that level of insecurity, like you said, Keish, that's probably some of the things that's gonna happen. That every woman that even breathe his way, you looking at him sideways.
That's a
She
terrible
need to
way to
get over
live.
herself.
What you say?
Hmm.
Need to
I
get
said
over
that's a
herself.
She,
terrible way to live.
I know,
it's
right?
a it's a terrible way to live. However, she's dating a billionaire son.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be nothing but women throwing themselves at him.
Yep.
All the time.
And so when this man is saying that, hey, I love you, I care for you, you're all that I want, you're all that I want to breathe, you're the sun, the moon, the stars, and whatnot. He's telling you this. He's constantly reassuring her, even when it's unnecessary. So why is she? My thing is, it's okay to be a little bit jealous. I can see if if Miss Dillon was throwing herself at Will, then check it, absolutely. But
Yeah.
you crying over some teriyaki chicken, girl. This man said he can make you a whole pot. I mean, how good is it? I mean, could it be sold at restaurants? Like, it can't be that great for you to be acting wild.
Right.
In the chat, Brooklyn, I think Raina is maybe how you pronounce
Mm-hmm.
that. She said the way Dylan was looking down on Will while he was sleeping was a sign that she wanted to was a sign that she wanted to make baby chicks after eating that chicken.
But you know what I thought? Remember he made a joke about his snoring, cause she kind of
Uh-huh.
laughed a little bit when she saw him snoring on the couch. So I mean obviously she's attracted to him. I can tell,
Yeah.
and I gotta say, I think Miss Dillon and Will got a lot more chemistry than him and Electra.
Hmm. I think so too.
Yes.
So I don't know how to, because we was talking about the whole Taylor thing. I kind of would want them to sever the relationship first, and then make a way for Will and Miss Dillon, because I think they're better together on screen, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I honestly don't mind if it gets a little messy. I mean, it's just so they do messy relationships. Um, I my thing is I just don't want them to turn Dylan into some type of like
Psycho.
psycho. Like,
Hmm.
just let her be messy and leave it at that. We don't need another unaliver or um,
Another
the
Luna.
other thing that, yeah, we don't need another Luna
Hmm.
doing all those things that she was doing to those men,
Hmm.
including Will. Like, just let her be a normal, messy, soap faced woman. Like,
A normal message.
A little messy girl
please.
that's trying to, yeah.
Yeah, just let her be messy. And she doesn't even have to. No, you know what? Let her scheme a little bit. I don't even care if she does that.
Yeah. Well,
Just not to the point
obviously.
where she's
Uh-huh.
like lying to break them up. But I kind of like the level of messy that Steffi was when it came to her and Liam over the years, excluding like that first year where she tracked Hope in the gondola.
I got you.
Like, that kind of stuff. We haven't seen that level of messiness in a while.
So let me ask y'all, do y'all think they're going to try to do a swap? Because we also know RJ is after Electra.
Brad Bell already said this. He said this is a quadrangle. Now, with Miss Dillon not having a job at Forrester, I wonder if Will's going to say something about it to his mom as she works over there.
No, he should have said it today because they had a whole conversation about her being homeless and not having a job. And I was hoping, I almost typed that in the group chat. Why isn't this man asking his mom, who has a new company, to find a place for Miss Dillon to work? That never came up.
And I was wondering, get there though.
Say it again.
Maybe he just hasn't done it yet because he doesn't know that she's not getting a job at Forrester.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
They shouldn't have even went there in the first place. It's like, how many people do we need to go over to Forrester? I mean, wouldn't you think, especially with Will's dad having a big company, why not, even before Katie, why not get an internship or a job working in reception over at Bill's business? It just, everybody ain't got to go to Forrester.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. But, he wanted to fight so hard for his job.
Oh, yeah, that was the other thing. Wasn't that was this week, wasn't it?
That was Monday. Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
He wants to fight for his position over at Forrester's. Like, I know my dad.
I don't know what that man does.
Yeah, but it was so crazy to me because in one breath he said that he don't like what they did to his mother, but in the next breath you want to protect your career at Forrester. That doesn't make sense. There's no way, if my mom was being, screwed over at the company, I'm going to be like, yeah, but I still want to work here. Is my job still intact? That's dumb.
Right. What job?
That's what we were saying in the chat is if, or not Electra, if Dylan ends up getting a job at Logan or at Spencer, eventually, for whatever reason, Will is probably going to end up over there, and that's going to have them getting closer.
I think it's going to get closer sooner than that because of this trip that her and Ivy is going on. Remember, they're going out of town.
I think there might be. So I think whatever Ivy sees in the window is going to be misinterpreted, and it looks worse than what it really is, and I think they're going to build towards Dylan and Will like actually starting to, show those feelings for each other later.
So here's my thing. Just say, and we don't know how this is going to play out next week, but if Ivy run back and tell Electra, oh my God, I seen Miss Dillon trying to come on to Will and they were doing this, that, and the third, what's she going to do? Tell her to leave? I'm wondering are y'all going, where's she going to go? What does that does with the character, who she stays with?
Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm.
So
maybe that ends up being a sticking point with her and Will because Will isn't willing to put her out so that she's living, living in her car again.
That's true. So that might start problems between the two of them.
Yeah, and Ivy of all people, we don't ever see this woman ever. She wasn't at the holiday function. She just randomly pops up over at that house. I'm like, isn't she going on the trip with Electra?
Right.
I'm like, okay.
Not anymore, apparently.
I guess. Yeah.
I don't know why they did that.
Yeah, but I think maybe, and whoever the actress that plays Dylan, she's definitely knowing how to do her looks when she's looking at Will, and she's looking starry-eyed, and there's this connection, and she had a little bit of stuff where she like her hot sauce on something hot on everything or something like that. So they really tried to push the flirtation between the two of them. So and it worked.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
She had a little bit of Amber in her.
I actually enjoyed their scene.
Me too. I did.
Like that one scene that he had with Dylan has been better than any of his one-on-one scenes with Elektra.
And here's the
Because it
thing.
just
Actually,
Mm-hmm. What?
there's oh sorry,
No, go ahead, Keish.
I was just gonna say there's something that feels very surface level when he and Elektra are together. And the scene with Dylan, it felt like they were like really getting to know each other, or like they were, buddies, or I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I to me, there's some similarities between Nicole from BTG and Electra, and I said why? Because they have
girl,
good, this goody two shoe exterior or pretentious like, and that's why the other girls were calling her that. Whereas Danny is the opposite, right? Whereas you got somebody like Miss Dillon, if she's just going to be this girl who's starry eyed over Will, not making moves or anything, she could still be that good girl without looking stiff. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Like the only time we seen the fiery side to her is when she was punching Luna in the face. But like, and the thing is, for her age, we rarely get to see a girl act like that. Um, and I think it's a sweet storyline,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't provide any character development when it's kind of one note like that. But maybe that's why they're throwing RJ, I guess, into the mix. And we see from the preview he's going to show off his body and everything. She's probably going to check it out. But like, I mean, I think you hit it on the head with Nicole and Elektra. The thing is, Elektra has time to change. Nicole, this is who she is.
Right. But it's that whole thing with the and I hate because there are women who are not self-righteous, but they're good women, but they don't act stiff and pretentious. And that's the
Right.
thing. Whereas Miss Dillon, as long as they don't keep her, I want to. If anything is gonna happen, I want Will to be the one to do it. Unfortunately, instead
Mm-hmm.
of her, because
That
then
way she's
you
not
need to check.
blamed.
Because then that goes to what you were saying, Keish, about how Electra should have checked him. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if anything happens, unfortunately, being this is a soap, let it be him per se to maybe and then she like, wait, I don't think I should do this. Electra's my friend, blah blah blah, and then maybe something happens later. But because then she would be that, I guess, quote unquote good girl idea without the stiffness. She's soft, she's sweet, she's funny, she
Mm-hmm.
cracking jokes, she's calm and relaxed and easygoing. She's a little bit different than Electra.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. And Will was trying to pull teeth to get this girl to flirt with him, to be, more intimate, more in her skin more before she lost her V card to him. And, it's just been really sweet, soft, cuddly things. And maybe Miss Dillon is going to turn it up a notch and
Mm-hmm.
she's going to, play more into her age.
Yeah.
But I agree with Aisha Jackson, 41. This is a bunch of Gen Z crap nonsense.
But I mean, if you think about it, the characters are getting older. I mean, this show been on since 1987, so we're coming up on 40 years next year.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, Eric is up there. Of course, we got the same old back and forth over the last 30 years with Brooke and Ridge. The whole Hope and Steffi thing, they're now in their late 30s, coming up in their early 40s. So, who's the next generation? You still got RJ and Will and all these kids that were born.
Douglas.
And Douglas,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Pretty soon, you're going to have Invisibeth and Kelly. So, you're going to have to eventually kind of, if you're going to keep the show going, these kids and the next generation got to age up. Just like they did with Lucy and Summer and who else was
Faith
Faith.
and
Exactly.
Bonnie and Katie and all of them.
Right.
Yeah, I feel like they've just done a terrible job at crafting good stories for that younger age group.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember back when uh, Rick was a teenager, when Steffi and Thomas and Phoebe were teenagers and young adults, and Hope, and they did some they did some really good storylines for them. Like they had some good storylines, and it's like I feel like they've ignored that that age group for so long because they've only focused on the ones that were the 20 somethings, the late teens, 20 something back then, and they've kind of just carried on with them and
Mm-hmm.
have ignored like the younger audience, and now they're trying to get back to that because like you said, those people are in their late 30s, mid to late 30s now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like now they're, I don't want to say they're scrambling, but I
Girl,
don't
they've
know.
been
It's almost
scrambling
like they
since they
just,
got that last minute contract.
yeah,
Yeah, and they
it's
got
like they don't know what to write.
characters. They don't. I mean, we
And we
got
don't have,
Sheila and Lee as besties.
mm-hmm. And
Of all things.
Luna would have been the perfect character to be a Steffi like character when they first brought her on. I remember when she first came on, how annoyed we were that she was a goody two shoes type
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
It was annoying,
Mm-hmm.
and we weren't asking for her to be an unaliver, but it's
Right.
like
They
give
took her
that girl
from
some
one
edge.
extreme to the other.
Yeah, she was a virgin, like just like Electra, a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
Um, she was just sweet and innocent, and she was all about RJ. Like all her dialogue focused on RJ, and it's like, oh my gosh, give this girl something other than her boyfriend that she just met to focus on. Let her be a little messy. Let her be a wild child like Steffi was when she was in her early 20s. Like, give her something like that. And then, like you said, they went all the way to the other end of the spectrum. And then they bring Electra on with the exact same personality. And it's like, this didn't work for Luna. Why would this work for Electra? We don't need her to be psycho, but she doesn't have to come on here, being a virgin and jolly golly gee whiz kind of added personality. Like she could have had some edge. Like Brie was saying earlier, we saw her punch Luna a couple of times.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, where did that come from?
Right. Exactly.
I
that
don't know
came
what
out of
their obsession is with the sweet, innocent girl next door, do no wrong, virginal young female characters.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
Yeah,
It really is. And I actually want to piggyback off of the stuff with Luna. She would have been better if they made her more of an Amber-like character. I feel like this show is missing that element. You have all these rich and powerful families, and she could have like milked, especially since Poppy was a gold digger. Mm-hmm. It would have been the perfect dynamic duo to try to maneuver money out of Will or Bill or the Foresters. That would have created some tension. We could have had scenes with Poppy and Brooke going at it over RJ. Mm-hmm. And like could have put Will and RJ in a paternity thing. Like they could have really had some fun with Luna if they made her more of like an Amber-like character.
She could have been an actual triangle with Zendaya. Like that would have been good.
And they dropped where is Zendaya? Why is he always in the credits? Why is there no storyline for Zendaya?
I feel like they treat him like Donna, where Donna will pop up for 2 or 3 weeks, and then we won't see her again for about 4 or 5 months.
Right.
I feel like we see Donna more than we see Zendaya. We see Zendaya maybe once or twice a year.
We have seen Donna a lot lately because of the whole thing with Eric and this Logan company, but
yeah, Donna just popped up on the scene toward the end of the year, I think. But before then, we really didn't see much of her. She just came out of nowhere and been part of this storyline.
And it makes sense because Eric is her husband. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I hate when they bring on new characters and they put people like faded in the background. Like, because last year, that's exactly what they did with Katie and Bill.
So did Thomas only have one episode when he walked into the showroom and say, "I'm back," and that was it?
He had
2 or 3, right?
Yeah, because he filmed for a week and said he's going to be working remotely. So I'm not sure what's going on with Matt. I don't think it's Matt Atkinson. It's a production issue. Like, bring him on full time. Why is he working for Hope for the Future and we don't see him? Same way with Zende. All of these characters are off screen for her line that she doesn't even care for because she's too worried about what her daddy's doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very frustrating that we don't know what's going on with the Thomas character and why he just can't be back on screen full time.
Sharon Rizzo, 2540 said, "At least we hear Zende always speaking the commercial credits." You know how they say, what's the is it sponsored by, and then it goes to whatever.
Yeah. I'm like, they could have had a storyline where he went over to Katie's new company after feeling like he's left in the background, which is literally what they do with this character. Mm-hmm. And he wants to make his mark and actually have a line of his own, and Katie gives him the opportunity. That would have made more sense than to do with Eric, personally. Because they really lack a lot of character development. Mm-hmm. They do. And I understand, I'm not sure, like, if y'all listen to the podcast, we're just speaking the truth and how we feel, but I'm like, they do a lot of stop and start with certain characters, and they drag on for weeks on end with one particular storyline. And then another small storyline will kind of follow after that. That's literally what most of Bold has been, when years back you would do like 4 or 5 different storylines at a time. But they reduced it down to 1 or 2. And there's no character development. There's nothing that moves and shifts. Like, we got that scene with Daphne and Carter getting engaged, and they hook up and that's
Never
it.
seen them since, right?
So, I mean, I don't know, do better, y'all. That's all we're saying.
Yeah. So, all right. I guess we'll move it along. We had already talked about Brooke finding out, well, we thought she was going to find out that Eric was working over there, but they played that to the left, and Donna is like, "How can you do this?" And Eric told her, "Go sit down and be quiet." So many.
I was like, okay. He put his foot
shut
down.
up real quick. Stop talking about my health. I'm going to do what I want to do.
Hey, honey bear.
Mm-hmm.
But good for him. I respect that he stood up for himself. Mm-hmm. I don't agree with him going over there, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what shakes. I don't agree with the secrecy. Like,
I understand why he's keeping a secret.
Say it again, Keith.
I was saying I agree with Bree. I don't understand what's the point of keeping it a secret.
It's nothing new.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Y'all ready to move into the whole thing with Taylor and Sheila?
Mm-hmm. The meat and potatoes of this week.
Who want to go first?
I guess I'll go first. Mm-hmm. Hope got on my entire nerves. She's going to be one of the nominee recipients for the Lily Award this week. And it goes to show that she doesn't really care about Taylor. She is zeroing in on what would make her father happy. That is fine. Mm-hmm. Where is your common sense about this whole thing? If you want your dad to move on, she could encourage him. And like Steffi said earlier today, encouraging to go on dating apps, encouraging to actually move forward with this divorce. You're trying to encourage Steffi's mother to play a side chick to this married man because of so-called feelings. He is a coward. Taylor is a hypocrite, and Hope is an idiot. If this was Brooke, she would feel some other type of way about her father getting involved and possibly causing issues to where Sheila might come and attack them. And I'm like, how is it Steffi's able to make sense of all of this for everybody? I'm so glad that she's the only one who's putting her foot down. She's like, look, I don't care about your feelings. You're a married man. You're not going to put my mother into this because the crazy person that you decided to marry, you need to go ahead and you need to stick with her. You're not going to throw my mother in the mix of any of this. I respect that. I would say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Not only did he decide to marry her, he got her out of jail.
Right. Now,
He,
here's my here's my take on this. Hope is all over the place. You talking about how crazy this person was, and oh my God, that's why we didn't invite her to the wedding. You were the maid of honor at Sheila and
yes.
Deacon's wedding in the pictures, convincing Finn to be there
Mm-hmm.
because you wanted to get close to Finn. And you had, what was that little dress with the low cleavage open and everything when she was there?
Mm-hmm. With the
We was-
chest that comes out.
Right, that we was talking about at that time. And now you talking out the other side of your neck about, oh my God, she's a dangerous person. I don't know why my father, I never really, lies. All lies. You were front and center. You were the only guest besides Finn and Tom that was at the wedding.
Yep.
So
She had no problem when it served her purposes.
nope, none whatsoever. You need to fix the relationship with your mother. Forget what Steffi says. Remember that conversation, Hope?
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's changed. I see it. Like, you don't let Steffi bully you. Don't let her control you. We're kindred spirits. Like, all that crap.
Yep, she sure did use the K word, didn't she?
Yeah, kindred spirits. And then trying to trap him in the dressing room with that bad lingerie fashion she had on that she got from the dollar store.
You silly.
Oh, yeah. Like, it served her purposes, but those very reasons that she doesn't want her father to be involved with Sheila is the exact same reasons Steffi is trying to point out to Hope's why she don't want her mother involved in any of this.
That's the part that don't make no sense. You talk about how dangerous she is, yet you want to incite danger.
And then she throwing out these fake tears. Not one
She her
tear
mama's daughter.
fell. For real. To try to manipulate the situation. I just want my dad to be happy. Like, don't you believe in love? Why don't you fight for this? I am so worried about my father. Girl, where is the tears at?
So you worried about him being in a calm relationship, yet you want to insert Steffi's mom, and that's gonna make him give him happiness? That doesn't even make sense. Because you know Sheila's gonna come. Sheila got all the faith in the world that Taylor is helping him keep their marriage together. Only for all, and then oh God, it's just so many. Deke, the way he had a whole conversation with Sheila, and he just blew her off at the end. He just got up and walked away from the conversation. And then Finn.
Yeah.
Finn knows what's going on because Steffi told him, and he's sitting up there with this smirk on his face while Sheila's gushing about her marriage.
I'm sorry, but that was funny.
Be quiet.
I'm like,
It was fun. That was funny because he was being messy.
He was being messy. And I'm like, dude, how you going to sit up here and just be sitting up there like, mm-hmm. She think her marriage is in the perfect place, but
I'm like,
I
you
know
should
what's
want
really
him and
going
Deke,
on.
him and Deke both would
Yeah,
be
they
messy.
both of them.
I'm like, you should want Sheila to be peaceful, to be happy, to be at bay, because the opposite of that, and to let everyone know. I just, my thing is, if Deacon is so unhappy, be a man about it and actually divorce your wife. He had an opportunity to leave. He chose to go back into his marriage. So, what is his issue now with Sheila?
I don't even
He
think
don't got
he's.
one.
I don't even think he's unhappy. I just think he wants Taylor's box.
Ooh, I mean,
I mean, what only? I mean, if anybody they should be mad at is Lee.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kept the
Which that
secret. Okay, and y'all claim y'all worked through it. This man is
mhm.
attracted to Taylor. They trying to reach for things about whether or not. Of course, she had a history, but you pulled out of jail to marry her. And
Yeah,
like
yeah,
Steffi said, you you married that bed. You married her. Now you got to lie in that bed with her.
yep. He was sucking on them 8 toes perfectly fine.
ew.
He was
Keisha's
Keish.
like, ew.
That's how much he was into Sheila. He was using them as party favors for events and getting people to eat the toe cookies and everything. He was all for her. Then this stuff with Luna happened. I can see if she was the one harboring the fugitive and trying to do everything that Lee did. But Lee did a lot of the heavy lifting, and Sheila came at the 11th hour when all this went down.
Mm.
So, and on top of that, he forgave her
Right.
months ago. So, if you're unhappy with being with your wife or you don't want to be married to her anymore, be a man about it. Stop being a coward.
Yeah, just be honest.
And yeah, just do it. If
Yeah.
you feel
That's
that if you feel like Sheila hasn't changed and everyone's going to come out peacefully out of this, then do it.
Well, that's the
that's why I
thing.
don't think
Go
it's.
ahead, Keish.
I was gonna say I don't think he. I don't think it's that he doesn't want to be with Sheila because it feels more like a just in case Taylor doesn't really want me, I still have Sheila in my back pocket. So I'm not going to tell her I want a divorce because Taylor may not be all in on this. So I'm just going to see how it's like he's putting his feelers out there to see how things might go with Taylor before he decides whether or not he wants to stay with Sheila, or that maybe he just wants Taylor to be his mistress and he doesn't intend on leaving Sheila, and he's using the whole, you know, you did XYZ, Height and Luna, and you lied to me as his excuse as to why he's doing it. Because I feel like he's talking out of both sides of his mouth.
Oh yeah,
Because he tells his kids one thing when his kids are saying, "Oh, you need to get a divorce, you need to move on, blah blah blah," and he's like, "I made a commitment to her. I love my wife, blah blah blah," but then you go and see Taylor and you're telling her something completely different. So
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. I myself don't really know exactly what Deacon actually wants
It's
because he's
almost
telling two different stories.
this man. I mean, he hasn't technically no legitimate reason. If just say because he already, like you said, he forgave Sheila for the keeping the secret. This man is in I guess how can I say it, a cognitive dissonance of, man, she really haven't done anything, but I also want to be over here to see what's up with Taylor. At the same time, Sheila might cut me off at the knees or cut Taylor
Right.
off at the knees. But at the same time, I want to see this man is in limbo because if he truly had something to hang his hat on to run, he could. He does not. She hasn't done anything. She's been taking care of the business, trying to love up on him. So much so, she tried to put her chesticles in his face, and he was like, yeah, no.
Didn't say
Yeah,
I
so like,
love
is
you.
it a thing of he's just like, did you fall out of love with her and you just don't want to admit that? Like, what is it? Like, what are you doing?
He's just straight up disrespectful. He
Mm.
asking a whole other woman out on a date and he's married.
Yeah, he's like, can we
Yeah, that
stop
came out of
being
nowhere.
right? Can we stop being patient and doctor and, just meet up as friends and go out on a date? I'm like, dude, how do you do that and you still married? What are you talking about? I mean, obviously we know how, but still, it's like, and Taylor's sitting up there considering it. I'm like, okay, so you're not his doctor anymore, but you gonna figure that that's your way to see this guy? You just came out of something where Brooke was the side person trying to get up under your
Mm-hmm.
relationship.
Oh yeah,
And you was
but
adamant about telling Brooke he's mine. He doesn't want you anymore. He's marrying me. How'd that work
like
out?
yeah. So now you reduced yourself to being Deacon's side chick. So you're fighting over Brooke and Sheila's sloppy seconds. That's a Dave. That's a weird combo of all the. I
That's why
just don't.
I
I
said in the chat, because I know Jay and I know Keish is like, you know what, just go for it. They need
Yeah, I
to,
mean, I ain't gonna lie, I do like their chemistry, so I'm not gonna be mad if they hook up.
right,
I just
and
don't
that's what I'm
like
saying.
the
I
way
know
they're
you and
doing it.
Jay is all for it. I just wish that they would bring somebody totally different. I know that they're not because we were just talking about, they keep bringing on new characters and it's for other purposes. Like we got,
Yeah.
the new RJ and Miss Dillon and all these other folks coming along. But why does she have to pick up after somebody else or get in the middle of
thank you.
somebody else?
Like
Because they don't respect,
The
they don't like
Taylor
the Taylor
character.
character behind the scenes, so they like to
yeah, they
use her to make a fool out of her. And that's what I think this situation is going to end up being. I think because everybody is harping so much on Sheila's going to lose her mind if she finds out, like, you guys have to stop this, Sheila's dangerous, blah blah blah. I almost kind of think they're using this as, um they're going to show us that Sheila is actually not going to do any of what they would expect her to do when she finds out that Deacon has feelings for Taylor. I think it's going to be the complete opposite. And then when Deacon realizes that, oh, she actually has changed, she didn't try to unalive Taylor or, hurt me or whatever they think that she might do, he's going to go back to Sheila. He's going to realize that he was wrong and that he really is in love with her and she really did change, and he's going to go back to her. And it's just going to be another, it's like they just found another way to humiliate the Taylor character.
So
They were sick
Keish,
of using Brooke and Rich to do it, so now they're going to use Sheila and Deacon.
you don't think even though they might be together for a short moment, you don't think the Deacon and Taylor thing could go long term?
No, I think this is just some. I think this might last maybe a couple months tops before everything blows up and Deacon goes back to Sheila. I would be shocked if it lasts more than a couple of months, because I don't think that they're intending on actually making Taylor and Deacon a couple.
Yeah, and
uh,
yeah, and somebody said in the chat that that would be a twist if Sheila doesn't lose her mind, and it will be a shock to a lot of people. What I don't understand is that they keep blowing past the whole thing where Sheila has saved Steffi, um, saved Kelly, and all these different things, and she hasn't done anything in a while. I mean, the secret is one. That little secret is one thing, but that's the same thing that they tried to hang Thomas on for so long. Um, but
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't necessarily fault them for still not wanting to have anything to do with her, considering her history and everybody that she's attacked in their family. Like I don't blame Steffi for feeling that way. I would never give. I don't care. I don't care what you do. If you have tried to unalive me and my mom and my grandmother, you can go save an entire building full of puppies and babies, and I will still hate you. Um, so I don't really fault the way Steffi feels, but it's to me it's the way Deacon is now like changing his opinion.
He is just trash. I I hear what you're saying, Keish. I actually think the polar opposite of that, because a lot of why Sheila has changed that she keeps saying is because of Deacon. If she loses that, I think she's going to lose all perspective of things, and that's where she's going to uh, appeal. She's going to lean more into the dark side of herself because she's going to be heartbroken. She's going to feel like the wool's been over her eyes, especially since she knows that Taylor's been counseling him, and she could have been thinking like, oh, maybe they've been meeting up, maybe they've been dating, maybe they've been doing this behind my back. She's going to feel betrayed. She's going to retaliate. That and I feel that once Brooke knows and once Rich knows and all these other different opinions are going to come out and surface, it's really about to be something else when it comes to Sheila. And plus, we don't have an enemy. We don't have a villain per se on this show right now, since Luna supposedly is gone. So I can't imagine Sheila going about this situation peacefully when a lot of the peace that she had was because she was in soft girl era thanks to Deacon. And if he takes that away and probably her job away, she really got nothing to lose.
But then it's like, where do you go with the character? Because how many times can you have her
I was about to
commit
say that.
crimes and and by some miracle she gets out of jail again? Like, how many times can they do that with one character?
Well, the same thing could be said about Victor and the things that he gets away with, and he still.
But he's a leg. I mean, she's a somewhat supporting character, but Victor's a legacy
Right.
character. He ain't
Unless she
going
gets
nowhere.
And Victor's crimes aren't always. I don't know how to explain it.
He got bodies too.
He does, but it's also people like Jordan who is a psycho. You know what I mean? It's not. He's not just going out and shooting people. Like, he's not doing what Sheila does because she can't have the man that she wants, or because she can't have a relationship with her son. You know what? It's a little different. Like, she is a villain. Victor
Absolutely.
is not. And I just don't see where does she go from here if they break her and Deacon up? She doesn't have a relationship with Finn. There be I guess maybe Lee is the only other person on screen that she would have scenes with.
Right. My thing is kind of like what you were saying earlier, how this show, especially as of late, they like to feel like certain roles are just typecast, like you were talking about the virginal roles, and they'll go back to those old faithful storylines. I think Sheila's going to be no different for Brad Bell. I think he's going to turn her back into a villain like we've been wanting her to do for a while. because she has been kind of quiet and faded in the background. And I cannot see this woman just being okay with seeing her husband and the woman she kept saying saved her marriage be part of the destruction of her marriage, and cheerlead for that on, and just be okay with everything happening. I can't see that with Sheila. I feel like she's going to retaliate, especially the way they're building it up, especially the way that they're using Steffi to kind of build that up. And when Ridge throws his 2 cents in, because you know he loves to do that, he's going to be like, oh, I need to protect Taylor. And that's going to plant seeds and set that up for Taylor and Ridge to get back together next year. Watch. So I don't know. We'll see where this goes. But I see her going back to her retaliation ways.
Yep. Well, um, I just, with Deacon, I gotta get, because I know we've been going back and forth in the group chat, and I know Keish, you was saying it was more on Deacon because he's the married guy in the situation, which I agree with that. It's definitely really apparent because I've been giving Taylor some grief, which I know that she's had feelings. But when she tried to set boundaries with this man, he decided to go around those boundaries with this date. And that's where it's like, okay, yeah, you doing too much, dude. Cause she tried to draw the line in the sand.
Yeah.
I
And
gotta
she's the
give her
only one
that.
between the two of them that have. He's like fighting it every step of the way.
Right.
It's kind of, for me, it's kind of like how annoyed I was with Steffi after Rome when Liam kept um, planting his unwelcome crusty lips on her, but she wasn't. But she,
Ah.
Why are they gonna be crusty?
but she, like, Liam was wrong. But for me, Steffi being the married person in that situation, having that history, that especially having that history that she had with Liam, it was up to her to set boundaries with him because he was disrespecting her marriage and her husband, and she wasn't doing that. So as wrong as Liam was, because it wasn't like Steffi was giving him any, mixed signals or signs that she was getting ready to leave her husband. This was just Liam being Liam, thinking that he could just do what he wanted because it's Steffi.
Mm-hmm.
As wrong as he was for doing that, she still had the obligation to set firm boundaries with him and put him out of her house, tell him, don't ever put your hands on me again. You're not welcome over here unless my husband is, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. And she wasn't doing that. So that was why, like, for me, why during that whole little thing, I put a lot more of the blame, not blame, but onus on her to end that kind of crap. It shouldn't have happened a second or a third time than I did with Liam. And it's, for me, it's kind of the same way with Taylor and Deacon. He's the married one, and he's being the aggressor in that whole situation. Taylor definitely does have a responsibility to draw her lines and her boundaries. I'm not going to see you as a patient anymore. We need to cut this friendship off because clearly we both have feelings and it's not appropriate.
Mm.
But Deacon is the married one, and he's also the aggressor in the situation. And to me, it's more on him because he's ruining his marriage, possibly ruining his marriage by making advances at Taylor.
Mm-hmm. Only what I do fought, in which Steffi wasn't standing for it. The girl is standing her ground. I got to give it to her. But her mom trying to gaslight her. Oh, nothing going on. It's nothing happening.
Yeah.
It's this, that, and the third. And I'm like, and Steffi is like, I know what I saw and I know what I heard. She told Deacon the same thing. I know, don't try to talk me out of what I saw. She's not letting nobody gaslight her.
Yeah.
No.
Mm.
I gotta give it credit. She all of Stephanie Forrester came out. I was like, yes. And all of Brooke Logan came out of Hope too.
I will not allow it.
I will not allow this. She had them fake tears on deck and everything. The guilt trips. You deserve love, don't you? Would it really be so bad if they're together? Do you not want Taylor to breathe? Just saying.
I mean,
Because the same place that Jordan went to get all of her bags of tricks, same place Sheila probably goes to get her bags of tricks. Just saying.
let me ask you a question. Do y'all think it was kind of disrespectful after Steffi told Hope earlier in the week that this can't happen, that she decided to go over to Steffi's house to tell her mother to be with her father?
Oh yeah, that would have pissed me off if I was Steffi and I walked in on that.
I'm
I
surprised
would have been
Steffi didn't
pissed.
call her on the spot right then and there, because I'm like, where'd she go? And then she did it in the office.
Yeah. And it was the one thing that really pissed me off about Hope was when she told Taylor, "Can you not encourage my dad to make things work with Sheila during your sessions?" Or whatever it
Yes,
was
she
she said
sure
to him.
did.
It's like, now that's, you're doing too much. Because one thing that Taylor hasn't done during their sessions is tell him whether or not he should be with Sheila. She always says, "How do you feel? What do you think?"
She been passive aggressive because even with the stuff that happened, because he went directly to her. Was it after Hope and Liam's wedding? Like same day, he came there with pizza, and she was already kind of planting seeds in this man's head, like, oh, she looks like she wanted to do it. Like I don't think that she, has really changed. You should, she looked like she wanted to crash, and he was feeding
She
into
was
that.
pacing in her office, upset about it,
Right,
not being invited.
But she has been very passive aggressive. What type of therapy session is it appropriate for this man to be bringing you pizza late at night and talking outside of business hours? At what point will she be? Because the moment she started to catch feelings for this man, she should have discharged this man as a patient.
I mean, everything about their sessions is inappropriate because of their history.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In general.
So,
of course, Bold is going to put them in that situation because writing and, I don't know, stupid stuff.
And the thing is, she has common sense. If there was a man that she was, and we talked about this, I think, T. If there was a man she wasn't interested in,
right, she would have kicked him out immediately.
It wouldn't be an issue.
Nope.
But she likes this man giving her attention and telling her she's beautiful and all these different things, and losing all common sense, because forget the fact that he's married to Sheila, he's still a married man.
Right. Yep.
It's just Sheila's just an added danger to this whole thing. Mm-hmm. So all the things that she was talking about with Brooke, about you're being inappropriate, you have no respect for marriage, and Taylor's supposed to be on his moral high ground, his moral compass, yet you have no problem having an emotional affair with this man.
Mm-hmm.
And he feeling very comfortable to just boldly ask you out on a date.
And touch your face.
Mm-hmm. So she has her part in it too. Majority is on Deacon because he is a married man. But the fact that she's even entertaining this, she's going to get exactly what she deserves. How you get him is how you lose him.
Yep. How you start out is how you end.
Mm-hmm. So I do not feel bad for this woman.
And
it's going to end very badly.
And like Keisha was saying, it's probably going to be something short term. Because the Taylor character never wins.
Mm-hmm.
She's always used for a plot in somebody else's story.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like you say, it could be a twist where Sheila just be like, oh, that's what you're doing? Okay. Fine. Cause I gotta say they were a lot more spicier. I don't know, maybe there's some spice in Taylor, but I think she'd probably be like Nicole.
Hi, Sawana. Um, yeah, exactly. Aisha Jackson, a doormat. She forever a doormat. She really is. And I'm like, and this is why it gets frustrating with the Taylor character. I know we'll move on in a second. It's just like you should look better for yourself at this point. You are with the man who gave you a medical condition.
Mm-hmm.
And now you stoop so low to seek attention after a whole married man. And she can't say nothing to Brooke.
Nope.
And I think Brooke is going to salivate at the idea of this too.
Yep, she can't say a darn thing after everything she preached for most of 2025. You can't say nothing about nothing because this is what you're doing. You allowing this married man to get in your head, and you're thinking about doing it. Granted, she has set boundaries. I'm gonna give her, some credit for saying, "Yeah, we shouldn't be doing this." But are you gonna stick to your boundaries? Are you gonna let him go around that fence, and y'all get to do what it do?
Yeah. Whatever she decides to do is going to be her own fault. She should know better than this.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Maybe they're going to really get rid of the Taylor character, and she's unalive.
I was gonna say, if this is how the Taylor character goes out, so be it.
Yep.
And be done with it.
Because I enjoy her chemistry with Deacon. I know that they're never going to invest in a brand new love interest for her. I'm surprised that her character is still here.
Yeah,
Honestly.
yeah, exactly. I thought it
thought
was
that
short.
I thought she was gonna leave town again after she got dumped by Ridge. So for me, because I've been a Taylor fan for years, watching Bold, she had been my favorite character. But knowing that they won't invest in her the way they did in the 90s through like the early 2000s, I would have no issue if they killed the character off, because I'm tired of watching her be used and dragged through the dirt for everybody else's story. And she's not able to get her. They don't even give this character a happy ending off screen.
Nope.
Like
she's been through so much. I feel like Thorne has gone through a lot, but Taylor would come into a very close second out of the characters on the show. But oh well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. The whole baby thing with Jack and
yeah, I'm watching that now actually.
And then, that storyline majorly pissed me off because that was so unnecessary. Then all that BS they had her doing back around the time that she shot Bill, where she was on her knees begging Brooke to not turn her in. I'm like, y'all have got to be kidding me with this. Like, you guys are just behind the scenes truly enjoying watching her character.
Yeah. Well, that whole interview that Hunter Tylo did with that was very revealing.
Oh, yeah, it was.
She did a 3-part series.
Yes, she did. I was like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. I mean, and I'm like, it makes sense. It makes sense.
But my thing is that the actress is no longer doing the role, so you're gonna just torture her through her old character. That's just dumb.
Well, I don't think that they, in general, what it seems like is, it doesn't matter who plays Taylor. They don't like the Taylor character.
Exactly.
So,
but it's a fictional character. Y'all got some type of psychological love-hate thing with the character?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't understand it.
I don't get it. I mean, if allegedly everything that was said in those videos were true, then, and she's no longer a part of the organization, let it go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing with the Thomas character too. They don't like Thomas, and Casey has
They don't
said
like
that on one of the,
Steffi.
yeah, for a long time they did. And I will always believe that the only reason Steffi has gotten the writing that she's gotten in the last like 5 years or so is because they love Jackie, and
Mm-hmm.
they begged Jackie to come back after she had left for that. It was like a season where she was not on, like 2013 or 14 or something like that. And look how long it took them, even though they liked her, look how long it took them to get Steffi's character to where she is now. Um, but
Yeah.
For Thomas and Taylor, I don't think they will ever allow those characters to be happy, because they have said that they don't like the Thomas character.
I don't understand, but
Yeah.
it's a what do you when they okay, Keish, when they say they don't like, you talking about something that's written from a script and is fictional. I don't understand the emotional connection to that character that you don't like it.
I don't either.
Yeah, that don't make sense.
I will never understand why they insist on, in my opinion,
Mhm.
they've had very unbalanced writing between
Mhm.
the Logan characters and
Oh,
like
absolutely.
Taylor and her kids. Very unbalanced for
Well,
years.
it's very unbalanced between the Logans and the Foresters. How many Foresters do we have on screen in comparison to the Logans? I mean, Will and RJ are cousins because their mothers are Logans.
Mm-hmm.
Not Brooke. Hope got pretty much all of her siblings on screen right now. We got all the Logans back. Everything is Logan focused. But the show had originally centered around the Foresters. We see Zende in the credits, and he's a Forester. They have no storyline arc to hang their hat on with Thomas.
You know what? I find that interesting because I mean, the last true Forester technically is Eric, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what happens if, for whatever, John McCook decides to retire? Then what is it going to be, the Logan show? Because Ridge is technically, as they we didn't touch on that, as RJ said, "Oh, I'm truly it's the whole Maroney thing." So where are the rest of the Foresters?
Mm-hmm.
Well, they only acknowledge the Maroney
With this
DNA
storyline,
when it's convenient.
right?
So like this thing with RJ and Electra. Other than that, they don't acknowledge themselves as Maronis.
Right, I
Mm-hmm.
get that, but I'm saying because remember we used to have Stephanie's and Eric's biological kids on there for years, and now of course they're gone. It's just basically been Ridge, Steffi, Thomas. That's it. And now you throw in a distant niece and a niece with, Ivy and Electra, but the Logans, they got everybody over there.
Mm-hmm. Hope got all of her siblings. Well, for most of her siblings.
Yeah, she's missing Rick and Bridget.
And Bridget,
a couple
that's
times.
it.
But Bridget get to come back and forth when somebody gets sick.
That's true.
It's true. Because didn't we saw Bridget with the Luna situation when she was in the hospital?
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I'm kind of hoping with this RJ. I'm kind of hoping that they have him a little closer with Steffi, since Hope has Deke, from Deacon, and they're obviously, close or whatever. I hope that they have more scenes with RJ and Steffi instead of RJ and Hope. Just so Steffi has a sibling that she can talk to, since they won't give us Thomas.
Yeah, girl, listen, her BFF is Finn. So
I know, but still, she could still have a sibling.
Right, I get it, but the only time we really see her talking and confiding in anybody is Finn, and he just go along to get along.
And maybe that's because it's age appropriate. And plus, RJ will lean more towards his mother's side of the family than his father.
All the time.
But they could change that.
They could change that. Remember, you said they don't like the Forsters,
Yeah, they are phasing the Forsters.
Hmm.
I was saying they don't like Taylor and her kids.
Well, that's what we talking about,
That's all. That's
Steffi,
all
though,
right.
right?
Well, I mean, they're still they obviously like Ridge and Eric. They let them
Girl, I
get
don't
away with
know.
murder.
All right, girl, we gotta get some. It's what 9:30. We spent the hour and a half on them
Oh Lord.
for,
Yeah.
and that's surprising for bold.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a step back real quick and take a sip of water. You guys, I'll be right back.
Okay, no problem. But yeah, Keish, I honestly think they do need to make some changes, and like you say, they could change that. But the question is, will they really truly want to? Probably not.
No, they
Mm-mm.
haven't they haven't in 20 years, so
Right.
I don't expect
Exactly.
it to.
Mm-mm. Alrighty. It's 10:33 in Miami, Aisha. Yeah, y'all on the Eastern time
Oh my
zone.
gosh, it is 10:30, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Oop, wrong one. Yes, it is. That's why I said nine. I'm on the Central time zone, so I know you and even Bree is on in the Eastern time zone. Is it snowing out there
Yeah.
by you, Keish?
Not until I think it's supposed to start tomorrow, like
How
late
many inches
afternoon.
they predicting for y'all?
Let me see. I don't think here it's supposed to be as bad as some other areas, but let me see what it says. I'm not sure how many. I know that it's supposed to go from like tomorrow afternoon into Monday morning
Oh
or
my
something like that.
gosh,
Uh,
that is
I don't see
crazy.
inches of snow. Wait, I'm looking in the wrong area.
I'm sending warm air in your guys' direction.
8
Wow.
to 12 inches
Oh my gosh.
is what's expected.
Girl, I mean, everybody gearing up. I know, I think the Northeast is already getting like, because they supposed to get double digits too in snow. I know I was
Mm,
on a meeting earlier, which most of them are based out of New York, Connecticut, and Maryland, and they were talking about all the snow that they was getting, and everybody's trying to get prepared and all this sort of kind of stuff. So,
yeah. Oh, you know what? I went to the store earlier today, completely oblivious to why the parking lot was so full. I was so irritated. I'm like, why is there so many people here?
uh-huh. Everybody's
Like the
trying to get.
parking lot was literally full, and then it dawned on me later, like 2 hours later, that it was probably because of the
Just,
storm that's coming.
yeah, because everybody want to have food in the house and water and toilet paper. 'Cause some people was reporting that they were out of, like it was COVID in 2020 again, where there was no toilet paper and water. So, it said New York
Stay
is going to
warm,
be
y'all.
10 to 12. Oh my goodness.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I
Well, we don't need one here, Bree,
Yeah,
with
exactly.
your 80-degree weather.
Get out of here. Her and listen, her and Aisha Jackson in the chat is in Miami, and of
That must be
course,
nice.
Bree is in Orlando, so they got all the good weather down there. All right,
I
people
will
were
be there next
swimming in the
week.
pool.
who in the pool?
People were swimming in the pool.
Oh my,
Like it's
like ain't nothing going
like
on.
yeah, that's usually how it is in Florida. Like I
Wow.
can only imagine what Miami Beach looks like right now.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-mm.
75 sounds so nice. Oof.
That's where I'm gonna be next week for a couple of days for a cheerleading competition.
Girl,
Oh, in
you
Miami?
always got somewhere to go.
Maybe, hopefully, if the weather doesn't ruin it.
Keish, I'm telling you, you always got somewhere to go. I ain't mad at you.
I
Well,
keep myself
travel.
busy.
She said, "What you say, Keish?"
I keep myself busy.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Do you still? I remember Spencer had passed years ago. Do you still have the other cat?
No, the my last cat Parker passed away in
Oh,
23.
I didn't know
Yeah, it's
that.
been a
I know.
couple of
I
years.
remember Spencer because Spencer used to
Yeah.
get on our video
Oh
and be
yeah.
meowing meowing. I didn't know that you the other one too.
Yeah, he did.
I
He
didn't.
had the exact same condition as Spencer. They both had heart disease.
Oh wow.
Oh. I'm
Dang, I didn't
sorry.
even know that,
It's all
Keish.
good. I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it while you
I
were
just kind of
away? Were you on deployment when it happened?
no. I was
Okay.
home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get another cat?
I don't think so.
You
I think
okay?
I'm going to foster, and
A
then like
dog?
I will I'll do dogs and cats. And I love all animals.
Oh,
I have just always been a cat person because they're so self sufficient, and I'm away from home a lot. So I could be gone for like 12 hours of the day,
and the
and
cat will take care of
as long
itself.
as a cat has food and
Right.
a clean litter box, they're good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I
Oh,
foster
okay.
dogs short term too.
Wow. Okay. Sorry to hear
Aw,
that, girl. I didn't even know that
that's all right.
the other kitty had passed away. Uh,
All good.
Alrighty. Okay, so we need to talk about Beyond the Gates. I'm glad it's not a Monday night because it'd be like, woo, we running behind. It's Friday. Hopefully people can sleep in, especially if y'all got bad weather. Ain't nobody going nowhere.
Yeah, people
Yeah.
drinking like some spiked cider, or
You talking about some
people,
spiked cider, girl.
somebody, it's
Mm-hmm.
Friday night. We can only do what we can since
Right. All right. So we had several things going on. The situation with Vanessa and that guy who is trying to stop his wife from seeing escorts. An
Mm.
argument between the two ladies, Chelsea and what's that girl name?
Madison.
Madison.
Oh yeah.
We also had Leslie trying to chin check Shanice about Ted. Danny kissed Bill, and then we had the double dates. And at the same time that Danny was kissing Bill, we had Carlton and Nicole trying to get their freak on
Oh, excuse me.
because Ted and Shanice was getting their freak on. And then we
Mm-hmm.
also saw Anita and Sharon spend some time together looking at the worst case scenario. She gets home and she passes out.
Mm. And the chemo is probably really getting to her. Mm, mm, mm. But we know she, yeah, I don't think they'll get rid of the actress, but
I have a feeling
uh,
I mean, the show is too new. She's a main character. She's starting to be one of the legacy characters. So I just think maybe some clinical trial or some type of, new treatment they probably make, and then she'll be all right. I hope. So, because I don't see Tamara Tooney going anywhere.
oh
Yeah,
no.
me neither.
Mm-mm. Not with the Emmy nominations they're about to receive. Mm-mm,
Right. It
mm-mm,
would be
nope.
too soon to just, lose the character after a year.
Mm-mm-mm. No, but she's wearing this storyline out. I thought it was a really sweet scene
Mm-hmm.
with her and Sharon. It seems like they've completely changed her relationship, which I'm happy for because I actually really like the articulate storyline.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is we've really get to see Anita's been vulnerable, but to be vulnerable about her fears and how it's going to devastate her husband, that's realistic.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't want to leave the people that you love and like you're in fear of losing your life. And I thought this was once again great work by Tamra and even also the actress who plays Sharon. Because I don't think they touched on it too much. Because I think they gave the audience a bit of a break, and they gave us the stuff with Anita, this to Friday's episode, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I thought this is great work once again.
Yep, I agree. I agree. Um, let's talk about Derek for a minute.
Oh, good. Can we get him a seat in the Lily Award and the Simp Award now?
Girl, Derek, I mean, And we kind of talked about this right before the call, Bree, about who's the most pathetic, him or Noah.
Man, they neck and
Oh
neck.
man.
At least Noah is getting something out of this with his
Well,
money.
he about to.
Derek is, what happened?
Mm,
Is this something that happened on Monday?
Yeah.
yeah, you have to
Oh,
check that
that
out.
fast?
Girl, you can tell by some of the things that she was saying over this past time about Matt that she was not as deep as he was.
Okay.
She
Well,
she
well.
she ready to cut out.
Take
Especially
that back
since
then.
especially since she got, a little bit of piece of change, so from
She happy
Victor.
now. That was all she cared about. That's all she wanted.
Hey, I
Hmm.
needed her to stick around so she could have a one night stand with Nick.
Man, well, he about to pop some pills, so she might
He,
just do
he
that. I don't know.
yeah. But as far as who is worse, I mean, they're neck and neck, but I feel Noah is worse because even after the coma, he's still putting his cape on for her. I don't know how many head trauma injuries this man has to suffer for common sense to get through his skull, but I guess not.
Girl, that was I mean, Derek did some crazy stuff.
He
He's
is stalking
creepy.
her. He's stalking this woman.
Mm-hmm.
I
At
Pretty
mean,
this
you
point,
much.
see her on a date and you go sit at the table talking about what we talking about. Are you
mm,
serious? You just sat down.
yeah,
I think I put that in the group chat. I said he just sat down.
yeah. This
You know
is,
that you know what's funny? You know who else did that?
Hmm.
Even did that to Cat and Tomas one day. Literally
yeah.
sitting there kissing and she sits down at the table. But yeah, I Derek is clearly I think he's on the path to losing his mind.
Yeah,
And I don't know
like
if I'm hoping that this isn't them like about to have him do something crazy and then they like write him out the show because I grew to like Derek. I liked him away from Ashley. The
me
fact that they
too.
broke them up and then circled him right back around to be this stalker ex-boyfriend just it annoys me.
And I'm glad that when Mona was talking with Jan,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why Jan is so panicked about her daughter. Her daughter made it very clear, I want to play in the streets and no one's
Yeah.
going to stop me. There's nothing you can do about it, Jan. But I'm glad that Mona said, like, hey, he has no business even sharing that with you.
Yep.
She's not with this man. That's going overboard.
Yeah, she said, "What is it his business to even be saying something like that?" And it isn't.
Right.
You're not in a
It,
relationship anymore, so why do you care? And my thing is, it makes him look pathetic because you had a whole woman that was willing to be with you,
Right.
and you caping after her.
yeah, and Ashley's like, look, he needs to move on. He need to call her. Shanice, go ahead and encourage him to call the girl who actually wants him.
Yep.
I'm this
Jenna
is
said
just
Derek is closer to Ashley's mama than Ashley, and she is correct. Because
yeah,
Derek and Ashley's mama, what's her name, Jan?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
They always have their little gossip sessions going on.
And you know what would have been fun if you know things didn't work well at the firehouse, or they don't want him to do anything until he's 100%. Like he could have been working for Vanessa's business or
Oh, Derek?
something.
This is
Yes.
why this is why I feel like it was a missed opportunity for them to just keep him over there with Shanice, because Shanice was his physical therapist, and that could have been they could have been building a storyline off of that. Like that could have been the way that him and Shanice started to fall for each other, and he
Mm.
moved away from, like, they could have done something with that
So y'all
instead of
like the
what
chemistry
they're doing with him
between
now.
Derek and Shanice?
I liked it. It was definitely better than him and Ashley, in my opinion. That's just my opinion.
I agree with that part, but nothing long term. They could revisit that, but he really wasn't into her like that, and I
Mm-mm.
think vice versa. They just had good on-screen chemistry together. The way that girl that he works with came and kissed him, it was all about them. I was really curious to see the direction, because we saw him flirt back. He was really into her, what it looked like.
Right.
Until someone blew up his spot.
I think though they could have changed that thing with Shanice where he wasn't really into her. Was just, they didn't need to write any of that. And to me, I don't feel like people would have been as invested as with him and the firefighter lady or paramedic as they would have been with Shanice, because Shanice had already kind of built a little fan base, even as a recurring character. She's pretty popular. And I think that just would have worked out better for him versus putting him with someone with, no history on the show, no background, no connection to any other character but him.
And another thing that me and J Money wanted, that we talked about, especially since he is so close to Ashley's mom, go ahead and put him over there with her. How messy would that be?
She's dating some dude, isn't she?
Ooh.
She was talking about it with Mona.
Ashley?
No, Jan.
Some dude off screen.
Yep.
I mean, we see her more with Derek than anything. I mean, like, go ahead and make it really soapy and just throw her with Derek. I mean, at this point, I just don't like the direction you're going in with Derek, because there was nothing wrong with this character. He was just belittled. She was stringing him along. She told lies, was gaslighting this man, and I wanted better for him. I don't like how they're making her, like, I don't know what the word is for it.
She is always the victim in their scenarios. Yeah. And they always use Derek to make her a victim, and they're doing it again. And I think that's part of the reason why it's so frustrating, is because, in my opinion, Derek was the one that was treated poorly in that relationship. Yep. And now she just gets off scot-free, and she gets to move on with other men, while Derek is made a stalker, jealous ex-boyfriend.
Yep.
And Naomi's cheerleading it on.
Okay.
Secrets.
So how many people in the chat, Bree?
We got 98 people in the chat. We got 56 likes, y'all.
Okay, so
99 now, just switched.
What happened?
Just switched to 99 people.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Welcome in, one person. Let me ask you guys in the chat. So for those that watch Beyond the Gates, we had the scenario between Carlton and Nicole and Ted and Miss Shanice. There were intimate scenes. Drop a 1 in the chat if you are Team Shanice and Ted and their scene. Or drop a 2 in the chat if you are, did you enjoy Carlton and Nicole? So I'm going to give it a few minutes. 1 for Ted and Shanice. 2 for Keisha.
Sorry. Was I not allowed to participate?
Wait a minute. Oh, so you vote for Nicole and Carlton?
I like their scene better, yeah.
Okay, got it.
I think they gave them better choreography.
Really?
Nicole and Carlton? You don't think theirs was better?
Oh.
The way he lifted her up, and I mean, they had your wall scene.
That wall was weak.
The wall said, "Get up off of me." That's why they moved the fire.
Okay,
the love scene specifically, I thought Nicole and Carlton's was hotter.
Bree?
Couple wise, I think Ted and Shanice are more fun.
Okay. All right. So I did get a bunch of ones in the chat. I did get neither from Bree,
And
Keisha,
Cheryl.
and Cheryl. And Nicole said no to Ted and Shanice. So there was a couple of no's. Me
Bree, you
myself, huh?
Bree, you gotta make a pick. You can't say neither. You gotta pick one.
I, I picked
If you
myself.
were forced to pick
What do
one,
you
you
mean
gotta
you
pick.
pick yourself? You're not in the scene.
If I'm forced to pick, I I guess I'll go with Ted and Shanice, but I'm giving them like a very, very low,
Oh
like
my gosh.
like
Okay,
I'm
hold on one
sorry. The way
second. Deborah Randall, welcome in. She says, hello, everyone. I was scrolling by and saw this chat. What happened to the last 20 minutes of the Bold and the Beautiful? The weather report preempted here in Pennsylvania because of the common. Okay, so we did recap an hour and a half of the Bold and the Beautiful. So I would suggest, because we've already in depth went in on the Bold and the Beautiful. If you kind of scroll back from the, I don't know what time zone you're in, but somewhere around, let me see, it's 9:30. It was 9:30 when we got off the call. So somewhere around the 8 or 9 o'clock hour where you are. I don't know if you're central or you, well, she says you're
stress.
on the east, Pennsylvania. Okay, so yeah, so it's about 10 o'clock, which would be 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock your time, somewhere around there. And that mark, we were still talking about Bold and Beautiful. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like yeah, 9 until 10:20, something like that.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, but I choose myself. I'm sorry. Like
Bree.
I, it was okay for like it was Ted and Shanice was okay. Um, I feel like it cut a little bit. I don't know, but Nicole and Carlton, they were giving each other instructions. You would have thought they were putting my IKEA table together. I'm going to move my shoulder here. I'm going to come here. You're going to kiss me there. I'm like, it's not sexy. Come on. Like, shut up. This is okay for you guys not to talk and make it awkward. Just and my thing is, we know Daphne Duplay. She has the video vixen
Yes, she does.
history. She got 20 years or so underneath her belt because she keeps posting them on her page. So we know she can bring it. It's just the chemistry is just off with the two of them.
I will
Nothing wrong with them.
say,
They're attractive.
yeah, a lot of people on social media is calling the Carlton character boring.
They it is just robotic with them.
It's weird because there's some that say he's boring, and then I've seen a whole other contingent of people on social media who think that Nicole and Carlton are like building up to be a super couple.
I don't see that one.
Me neither.
I don't see that one. I don't know. It just seemed more relaxed and natural with Ted and Shanice,
Chinese.
because
Mhm.
Ted and Shanice didn't even know that they were going to be there. He had already planned that nice little decorated table for them at the club, and so it wasn't like he was putting on a front for the rest of them, because this was already planned. Whereas Nicole was watching them, and then she decided to get this man some because she was, I don't know, trying to keep up with what they were doing. So
Yeah.
she
You
really
know what?
didn't want to do it.
You know what I
And
didn't like
Mm.
from Ted?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stand that smug look he had on his face when he
mm-hmm.
saw Nicole and Carlton walk in, because to me it felt like he wanted to rub it in her face that he was there on a date. I didn't like that vibe. And if I were Shanice, after they walked away, or after we walked away, whoever walked away first, I would have called him out on that.
Well,
Like, don't have me in the middle of your little petty jabs that you taking at your ex.
well, she started it by dating his best friend and was looking all kind of ways when they were at the hospital. They got into a whole fight over that girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they talked about it, and according to Ted, they're over it now. So for me, from Shanice's point of view, not necessarily Nicole, from Shanice's point of view, don't use me in your little petty, whatever little petty beef or, oops, sorry, my microwave went off. Um, your little petty
What you
beef
cooking? What
and
you warming up over there, girl?
some hot water for some tea.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought you was warming up some hot wings or something.
I wish I had some hot wings right now. It does sound good.
Go
But
ahead, girl.
it just felt to me like in that particular scene, I don't think that Ted generally is using Shanice, but it felt like in that particular scene he was using the situation to kind of rub it in Nicole's face. And if I were Shanice, I wouldn't have liked that. Um, and I also did not like how they're writing Shanice to be this like this doe-eyed, oh my gosh, I've never seen nice things before. Look at this menu. Look
Like
at these
pretty
big
woman.
words. Yeah, and it's like this woman is an accomplished RN. I'm guessing she's a charge nurse because she's the supervisor of the floor. You mean to tell me that, I mean, not maybe not, she doesn't have the same level of wealth that they have, but the way they had her acting was like he plucked her off the street and, she was living in a cardboard box somewhere. I ain't like that. I need them to do better for my girl.
I'm just glad that she's getting airtime. I feel that he is using her.
Is somebody racing around your house, Bree?
Yeah, I'm trying to back away from it. Everyone is like out in shorts and motorcycles.
I'm like, somebody sound like they're racing.
Rubbing the heat in again, talking about
that's them. I'm chilling. I just got the window open, the fan. I'm just they're just on their motorcycles because I live close to Universal and like their City Walk and like all these other stuff. So
we need to come stay with you.
Universal.
Yeah, about 8 minutes away from Universal.
Oh,
you're kidding me.
Even with traffic. We're right there.
It's like, God,
so
nice. Love Universal.
Yeah, so I apologize, guys. I'm sorry. But everyone's like in their short shorts and their bikinis. Like it's a whole thing. But I feel like he is using her. You brought up the smug look he had on his face when Nicole and Carlton walked in.
Mm-hmm.
The smile and the smug look he had after they left, it looked like mission accomplished. I feel like he wants to make her jealous. I think he's playing the long game to try to get Nicole back. Everything, the people he's getting involved with is very close to home. And her reaction, if she was really over the situation, it wouldn't have taken seeing Shanice and Ted to want to give Carlton some. If she was really into that man, it would have progressed that direction. So I don't know. I feel like maybe in time it's going to be revealed. I think that he is showing attraction. He cares for Shanice. He likes getting to know her. But the look he gave after they left, I was like, okay, you're on a different type of time now.
I was shocked at Nicole sitting at the table looking like she was a little bothered, because I didn't expect to get that from her, because I don't feel like since they've broken up, Nicole hasn't really seemed like she's been that bothered about not being with Ted anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the first time I feel like we've seen her like have some kind of reaction to her and Ted being divorced now.
Mm-hmm. I think he's playing a long game, so he's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, I'm cool with you. You're dating my business partner, my best friend." I'm like, "You're gonna move on. I'm happy for you. I'm gonna move on with Shanice." He's just moving in a way to make her chase after him, because he probably feels a way that he was chasing after her and trying to win her back like he should. And it went nowhere.
Because he
I
didn't
don't
try.
see. I don't see
Well,
any of
barely,
that.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't see any of that because my thing is, as long as she had the one up on him by dating Carlton and he was just floundering with nobody, she didn't have that issue.
He had Leslie.
You know, he didn't. He slept with Leslie. He didn't have her.
But
And then he, you know, because Shanice had an interest in him before and then they started talking in the elevator. It wasn't like he pursued Shanice in order to make her jealous. It was pretty much mutual. And then they started talking, and they started talking about catfish at Orphe Jeans and let's share a piece and all that stuff. It was a lot more organic to me. Um, Only in this situation is Nicole feeling some kind of way because she probably figured that Ted was going to be suffering by himself now. And now that he's now officially dating somebody that she know it ain't Leslie, now she want to be like, oh, he got somebody now. He was sitting over there having a whole conversation with Shanice, and she was pretty much not paying attention to Carlton, watching them.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then she want to get up here talking about I have uh what is it? Not nasty thoughts, but it was another term that she used. And Carlton is
Impure
like,
thoughts or something.
what you say?
Impure thoughts or
Impure
something like
thoughts
that.
or
Yeah,
something that she was having. I'm like, you ain't had no impure thoughts about this man before.
right. But
Now
they
you
have
got
been
impure
pure.
thoughts because you see him with Shanice. Now, granted, I don't blame him for maybe smiling and say, yeah, well, hey, I done moved on too. Why not? You know, I tried and tried and tried, and you said no, 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 no. You ended up with my best friend. I was single for a while after that, and now I got somebody new, and now you looking crazy. Good. It is what it is. We both moved on.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, yeah, I don't know about this whole long game. You know, I mean, it's possible. I guess we'll never know. We'll wait and see. But I just think that they came together organically. It wasn't like he sought her out to make Nicole jealous.
And I will see. I just that look he gave. He looked at the smirk was just
Yeah, I would give
like
my
playing
ex
a
a
word.
smirk with who I'm with too. I'd be like, "See there, you lost out. Bye."
I mean,
I
she didn't lose
mean,
out on
really,
anything.
really, yeah. Ted was the one that Nicole didn't lose out on anything.
Run it to my ex and be
Yeah.
like, "Okay, and what? Yeah, I moved on."
And it's like, what do you have to prove? Either you genuinely moved on and you want to move forward in your life, or you're trying to prove something.
Yeah.
I just
That's why he
think
doesn't feel
people have I
genuine.
just think people have initial reactions in those type of situations. The rest of that stuff was already planned before he even knew Nicole and Carlton was going to even be there. So it wasn't like he said, "Ooh, they're going to be here too, so I'm going to make it real look like really something big." This was already set up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what about Danny and Bill?
Go ahead and put
Danny
them
is
together.
a hot, flaming mess.
Ugh.
You said,
Pathetic. That girl is pathetic. Like,
she's been clear about the man that she wants.
She has been honest with Andre up to this point
Mm-hmm.
because after they both gave each other outs, they both checked with each other and what they wanted, and if they wanted to give the marriage a real try. And she even in her conversation with her parents told them, I'm done with Bill. Me and Andre are going to give this a real shot. I forget what word she used, but basically said something about not being obsessed with Bill anymore like she was before because Andre is so great,
Mm-hmm.
and we're giving this a real try. Those were her words to her parents, and those were her words to Andre. And if she didn't mean that, then she should have never said it. So after that point, everything that she has done as far as um, finding ways to be in Bill's presence, to me, she's wrong because she's not being honest with Andre. And Andre has been also completely honest with her about the residual feelings they had about Ashley after they, when they first got married. Like, he told her all of that. He told her when Ashley approached him before they left for LA. Like, he's being honest with Danny, and Danny is now being deceptive with Andre about her feelings. And that's what my problem is. If when Andre comes home, if she's upfront with him and tells him what happened, then so be it. All she can do is tell the truth and be honest. But if she tries to hide it, but still is trying to find ways to be in Bill's presence, using their girls as an excuse or bringing him lunch or whatever other reasons that she comes up with, then she's wrong. Regardless of what Andre knows about her feelings of Bill, she has presented herself to him now to be committed to him, not not the open marriage that they talked about having when they first got married and were talking about whether or not they were going to keep it or get it annulled.
She's been hiding quite a bit from Andre because this is not the first kiss that she had with Bill. She was like a couple of months ago, like right at the start when Haley was putting those drops in Bill's tea and his food and everything. Mm-hmm. She was kissing him, celebrating the anniversary when he had like got the law firm and the building and everything, and they were sharing those moments. He was calling her a beautiful woman. And I think in that same episode, he kissed her twice. And she kept that.
That was before LA. That was before LA, before they decided to make a commitment to each other. When they were still in their, we can still have sex with whoever we want to, open marriage thing.
I think she just doesn't respect Andre the same way. I don't think that, and she's made it very clear with the wording that she's been using with Bill, because if she was happy and she was looking for comfort, looking for reassurance about her looks, about her beauty, shouldn't it be with the man that she's actually married to? Because when she kept referring to her husband, even Bill was like, "You're talking about Andre, right?" And she's like, "Well, if I go through these changes, he's not going to want me." But she had to almost feed for compliments or reassurance from the man who's probably seen her at her best and at her worst, that she's no longer married to. She's still leaning more towards this man, but she still wants this man. She's always wanted him. I don't think that she's ever lied about that. And I think she cares about Andre to a degree, but she's loved this man most of her adult life. That's hard to shake off, no matter what he did.
Then she needs to be honest with Andre about that and annul their marriage. That's my thing, is that she's not being 100 with him if that's how she feels. If that's how she still feels, and she's not, doing anything to get over it. Because for me, I see Danny and Bill's relationship as nothing but toxic. It doesn't matter if they were married for 30 years. It was 30 years of toxicity. I don't know when it was in the marriage he started cheating, but apparently he did it for most of their marriage. And to me, it just sounds like Danny is obsessed with him, clearly obsessed with him, because of the way that she acted when the show first started. Like, constantly going to his house, letting herself in, getting drunk in their living room, bringing a gun to their wedding. And even on Bill's side of things, punishing her by making her go to the wedding, moving down the street from her. Like, you don't do that to somebody that you claim to that you love. So it to me, it's not a matter of they're just, you know, denying their feelings for each other. They really love each other and they just won't admit it. Like, it's just toxicity all the way around, because that's not how you treat people that you love. It's an obsession between the both of them, and it's just, I don't know, it's just gross to me.
Gotcha.
And I feel like I feel like what might happen is she's going to end up ruining her relationship with Andre. She's going to think that Bill is going to leave Haley because they've been so close these past few weeks and he's been so nice to her, and he's still not going to leave her when her and Andre break up, and she's going to be sitting there looking goofy. I don't think he's going to leave Haley until he finds out that Haley is trying to unalive him.
That might be sooner rather than later, like, based off of the previews. Because he sees Madison, and she said his labs are off.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder if he's going to catch on to that for February sweeps. I think she's going to. I think I agree that she needs to be honest with Andre. I don't think she ever saw this as being long term. I think she saw this marriage as something to occupy her time. I think she cares about him deeply, because if she was in love with him, she would never be over there with Bill. Ever. She would lean to her husband. She's choosing not to do that. And even the family is looking at her crazy, but she's not going to shake off her 30-year marriage unless there's a man that's equal to or greater than a guy like Bill. And Andre, he still in his prime. He's got so much more to look forward to, and maybe that might come into realization, but nothing's going to shake off loving Bill. And I do wish that she would be more honest about that. I understand there's people who root for Danny and Andre together, but it was never meant to last. I really wouldn't even give it a year. Probably less than that. Way less than that.
Interesting. So I wonder, just say for example, if this whole thing implodes with Danny and Andre, does he try to go back after Ashley and her residual feelings?
Mm-hmm.
Kick. What is his name?
Grayson.
Grayson. At the picture, you know what I mean? Because according to her, she's just having fun. So if Andre is like, you know what, I'm free. Danny broke my heart. We're chasing after Bill again, and we're over. That gives her a second chance with Andre. So they might have him circle back to her.
Which would be
I'm sure that'll happen.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I wasn't thinking that.
You say you wasn't?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Because we see in the previews, Andre and Haley are putting their heads together to try to keep Bill and Danny apart. I think when things kind of blow up in both of their faces for different reasons, I can see them hooking those two up.
Who?
Andre and Haley.
Andre?
Yes.
Andre and Haley?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It would be soapy. I if they paired him back up with Ashley, I mean, I get they more than likely could do that, but I'm hoping for a more soapier alternative, especially since we're seeing more scenes with Andre and Haley now.
Okay. All right. What did you think about the argument between Madison and Chelsea?
I'm on Madison's side.
Yeah, Chelsea's an idiot.
I'm like, you don't know where this man got them party favors from. And she said, that's her dealer. I'm like, so you were really, really off with the clouds and partying. And that's why Allison made it into your space and got away with it. Like, she was able to really fool you because you probably were, you know, on that stuff. And I get Madison, like, me personally, I don't want to be with anybody who's like that. Like, no, that's a deal breaker. I'm not. And if you get yourself caught with that stuff, I am not your ride or die. No, don't even bother calling me. No,
I mean,
call
that could
somebody
hurt
else.
Madison's career.
Right.
I think that's what pissed me off with Chelsea the most was how irritated she seemed because Madison didn't want to do it. And it's like, she's a doctor. She could lose her license or be punished in some way if she got caught with illegal drugs. And it's Madison, of all people. Like, Madison, the most straight-laced, proper, like, her and her mom don't get along because her mom believes in holistic medicine. Why would you think she, of all people, would have been okay with popping a pill from this guy? It was Chelsea's reaction to her, to Madison being uncomfortable with the pills that annoyed me the most.
Was that was the episode that was interrupted? Am I correct?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I can't remember
where that was.
Yeah, I think it was because I don't remember seeing that. I noted I saw something about it on social media, but one of the episodes was because I remember Jay Money was talking about it in the chat, like, hey, you know, he described his I don't know how to describe it, but he didn't like what was interrupted, so or what.
Yeah.
She basically she asked Madison to take one with her. She was like, "Oh, it'll be fun. Let's live on the wild side." Like, girl, you're not asking her to go out on the dance floor, and she's not a dancer. You're not asking her to go sing karaoke. You're asking her to pop a pill.
Right.
And Madison was like, she was like, "No, I'm not comfortable with this. Like, you don't know, this could be laced with fentanyl." And Chelsea was like very dismissive of her and was like, "Well, I've done this before. It's fine." And then she was like, let's go dance. And Madison didn't want to. She was like, "Later, baby." Just like very dismissive.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, like you say, that's a deal breaking relationship. That's a friendship deal breaker too, because it's like, you want me to pop pills with you? Yeah, I think I'm about to go home.
All right. And then when she told the next episode, when she was talking to Kat and almost making it seem as if she was suppressing who she really is for Madison, because she was telling Kat about running into her dealer, and it's like, so are you telling us that taking drugs was you suppressing who you really are because you knew Madison wouldn't approve of it? Like, you're gonna let drugs come in between you and this girl that you claim to be in love with? And she just, I don't know, just very weird.
Yeah, that's crazy. I'm surprised they went this route. Unless they're coming up with a addiction storyline or something. I don't know. Um, Speaking of secrets, uh, Naomi got a big one, and she's hiding it from everybody, and especially Jacob.
But she don't like secrets.
I know, right?
She made a big deal and kept, you know, griping at her husband about this. She was thrown in everybody's face at how her husband lied to her about the secret. It had nothing to do with him.
That's why I can't wait for Jacob to find out.
Yeah. This is just, such a hypocrite. And of course, she told her bestie, her secret bestie, what's going on with her. And it sucks. Like, that part aside, like, it sucks that she has the gene. My question is, when she was talking to the doctor about like preventative measures, how far is she about to go?
Ooh, you
And
think she gonna
yes,
remove
mm-hmm.
her reproductives?
Yes. That way, the
I didn't
question
even think
about
about
her
that.
having a,
What you
the
say?
question of,
I said I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, because she don't want no kids. So this would be, and then that BRCA gene is not just for breast. It increases the risk for ovarian too.
yep. So I don't feel that she'll go as far as the breast, but the thing that was made her panic stricken last year, or last season, was getting pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
So it kills two birds with one stone. And maybe this is why she's kind of teetering about even telling Jacob. It's one thing to kind of keep it to yourself before you tell your family, even though she lied to her she lied to her whole family. But your husband, who she knows wants children, and you go and you do something. Granted, yes, you want to take preventative measures, but there could have been other ways. But I think she's going to take the most extreme way possible, so that the question of children is non-existent.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm not gonna pass this gene. It's one or two things using that bra. Even if she don't get the hist, she could say, well, I don't want to have kids because I ain't trying to pass this gene down to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is she could just eradicate her reproductives altogether and saying, hey, I don't want the cancer, nor do I want to have a child and give that gene to it.
Yeah.
So she got leverage, and I mean, I don't know if she's going to use it this way right now. She's in education mode because she's trying to figure out, more about this. But then I also think it's going to switch on her to use this as a way to not give Jacob children.
Yep. And that's what it's going to boil down to. And
you don't think she's going to get the... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was thinking she was going to get the procedure done behind his back.
That's possible too.
So he didn't even have a... I mean, I guess he doesn't have a say on what she does with her body, but, so he doesn't try to talk her out of it or something like that, is what I was thinking.
It would be the same way why, like, Anita couldn't hide what was going on with her for so long. You sleep in the same bed with this man. If you go through a major procedure like that to do with your reproductive organs, and let's say your husband wants to get some, how are you going to explain that?
Oh, you can't. You laid up for, I mean, there are some that's more invasive now. But the full radicals, yeah, you are laid up for about 6-7 weeks.
Yeah.
And he's going to look down at your stomach and notice that there's a big old line either going down or across. And like, what happened to you?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yep. So she can't fake that. That's why she got no choice but to be honest now, especially with this man.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
I'm wondering if because we got Anita, Danny, and Naomi now with this gene. Anita got the actual cancer. I'm wondering if they're going to have Naomi come down with it. Somebody said it to the chat. And y'all probably no Emmy. Naomi, she typed A, she typed Noemi. Naomi probably will get sick with it. I'm wondering if they would even go that route. I
think they will.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, but I think when she was looking for preventative measures, I think it crossed her mind. That's why she wanted to get that information.
Yep. All right. We then had the conversation where that guy is trying to stop his wife from using Vanessa's escort service, and he grabbed the hoe to her, and she turned around and lied to Joey about it. Now Joey's giving her a side eye, like, okay, you was quick to tell me a lie.
Mm. And he also said, "This is why I didn't want you in this." But I think she's trying to fake like she's got it, but it's catching up to her. And I think he's probably going to he's going to pull a Victor and have security follow her, or tap her phone or whatever the case is. Because I would sense that it's going to get really out of line, or that guy's going to get really out of pocket with her, and especially about his wife. And there might be more men who's going to come and go after her. So I think he's going to end up saving her, and then she's like, "Oh, you were right," and blah, 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 blah. And yeah.
He need to go talk to his wife. Why are you talking to the escort service?
Right.
Yeah, that part right there. And the way Vanessa said, like, look, he worried about me. He be working on your skill sets.
Mm-hmm. Did y'all
What
see?
you're not doing.
Did y'all see chemistry between Kyle and Vanessa? Not really. When
I mean,
she
it
was
was all
talking
right.
to him, where was they at? They was one of those other spots.
They were at that little costume spot.
Mm-hmm.
I think both of those actors come off as a little flirty, like naturally.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they ended up putting them together, it could work.
Okay.
I wouldn't hate it.
Gotcha. I gotta say, Lauren. Well, how do you pronounce her last name? Start with a G.
I'm not sure how.
Was it Bagoli?
Is this a B or a G?
I think it's a B, like Bagoli.
Okay. Well, she's also in this new Netflix series called His and Hers.
Oh,
she's in that?
Huh?
Who is she playing that?
She was at the reception desk.
I totally did not.
Did you watch it, Keisha?
Oh, girl, I watched it like.
Girl, that is
the whole series like 3 times.
I watched the whole. It is so good and
very good.
You guys, and I meant to drop that in the group chat, but now I know, Keisha, we got to talk.
Yes.
And Bree, you need to watch it.
Yes, you do. It's a mini series.
It's on Netflix.
His and Hers.
His and Hers.
Is it 6 episodes?
Yes.
Or yeah, so it's not. It don't have a bunch of episodes to it, but it's a mini series. It's not like one that's gonna keep going on. I mean, I guess if they wanted to, but I think it's just set up for just one season.
You talking about
so
convoluted? Good. You would have never thought. Now, my fiance, he called it, Keish, and I'm like,
oh, did he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, we'll talk. We'll talk offline.
Yes.
I don't want to accidentally give anything away to anybody that hasn't watched it. It is.
Aisha said she watched it too. It is so good because we were looking for something to watch, and we was like, okay, what? Because we also like this other series called The Night Agent. And I've
seen it, but I haven't watched it.
The first and second season came out last year. The third one is coming out in February. It's pretty good.
Okay.
But we were looking for something else. We were like, let's watch this. Girl, I'm glad I did.
I love me some Tessa Thompson and John Bernthal. I will watch anything that the two of them are in, like not necessarily together, but I just love their acting in general. But the two of them together, like I need to see them in something else together. That's how good they were together.
Yep, she was at the reception desk, Keish.
I totally did not. I'm gonna have to Go back and pay attention.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Let me see. What else? Oh, we had Tyrell, this, and that whole thing where he is just going with the flow with his girlfriend, and
Mm,
everybody is not happy about it because it's like when she don't want to go, and she hates the cotillion, he hates the cotillion. Now she want to
right.
go to the cotillion. Now he's going to the cotillion.
That was the one time that I was on Samantha's side because Samantha was rolling her eyes like you basically just doing whatever Jessica wants to do.
Yeah.
Sound like Noah.
Mm.
Hmm. And I'm wondering. There was a few people online that said um, they wonder if Jessica is like planning some type of process or something at the cotillion, and that's why she ended up doing it.
Yeah,
That would be interesting.
that would be. But remember, the dad said no protesting. The question is he gonna listen?
Right. I think maybe that was why people are thinking that it might happen because was it Martin that said it?
I think so. Yep. And Bree,
Hmm.
Aisha was asking about sisters, and I said, yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah, this is. We didn't need season 10, to be honest. It was it's pointless. It really, it's a pointless, long, dragged out
I don't know. It's
season.
just not the same without Novi and Ebony Obsidian. So I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. Anyway, um, I'm trying to think. It was so many moving parts. I think we covered. Did
Um.
we cover everything?
Um. We had that little scene. I'm just looking at the pictures now. We did have that little scene with Shawnice and Leslie
Mm-hmm.
going at it. I was like, okay, Shawnice, you can hold your own. And then this scene here with Leslie and Haley, she sees right through Haley.
Oh, that was that
And
other thing, Bree. And I think that was on the same day that we got preempted. Was that
mhm.
leverage that Joey had on the video or something?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody know what that was?
I think it's going to have something to do with Laura.
Okay.
Yeah, because he
Mm-hmm.
had eyes and ears in that city to like blackmail people. So I think that he probably had always had that footage.
Mm-hmm.
It's a matter of when he was able to use that. Now my question would be: is Malone going to get a hold of that
Mm-hmm.
to cover? Because he plays a whole other key. This Timu Shaft. Just
Paris Barnes said the Ted and Cat combo.
Oh
oh,
yeah, that was. Oh, Ted said no more apologies. I don't know. That was weird because Kat was like calling her the Brackagene and all this sort kind of stuff. I'm like, okay.
he brought it upon himself. He didn't need to share Kat's business with Eva, knowing that they don't get along like that. And this is, you know, give her the common courtesy to share what is deemed her business. And like, it's one thing within the family. She doesn't consider Eva family. So why are you sharing something like that? I think if it was Eva and he would given her the respect. Same way he was talking to her, saying like, I don't know how I can ask you with this, and after Kat has treated you so bad, like whatever. But that sit down conversation, I mean, Kat said what she had to say. I mean, he brought it upon himself. Like she said, give her space. She don't want anything to do with Eva. listen to that. She's trying to respect the way that he's changing his life and who he wants in his life and how he wants to go about it. She should be no different.
Mhm.
So,
Agree.
Oh, that's the other thing, TA. She says Smitty is not telling Martin about the new story he's working on undercover. He was going back and forth about with Jacob about that too.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
like, what is
That's the
Smitty?
plasma thing, right?
Some blood clot,
Yeah.
cause
Somebody stealing plasma.
yeah, cause the chief, what's his name, Elon, was asking
Mhm.
Joey about it, and saying, wondering if he had anything to do with it, and he was like, yeah, the dude that does, he ain't nobody to play with, so.
Mm. Go and say
Yeah, there's
today.
people that are speculating online about who it might be, and they were saying um, either Kyle, Grayson, or Carlton were the three names. Because they're thinking it's got to be somebody that's a medical professional.
Ooh, what if it's Carlton?
Or what if it's Kyle?
Yeah, Kyle too. It could be him. Wait a minute.
And
What type of doctor is Kyle?
I think he's
He's a foot doctor, right?
Oh,
What is Carlton?
Grayson works in the lab tech as a lab tech.
Ooh. But I mean, would he have that type of? I mean, I guess it's possible.
He got all the access in the world to blood. And he said that he was trying to take care of his mother who was ill. He's like catching all these extra hours, and he's trying to make money any way he can. I wonder what that means.
Mm-mm. That is interesting. Maybe he got something to do with. Maybe this guy is Jordy. So
Mm,
that would be an
that would be.
interesting
I would
twist.
love that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now that we cover everything,
I believe so.
yeah, because it's about
Yeah.
to be a 4 hour live.
Yeah.
I mean, thank God, like I said, it's a Friday night, but all right. Okay, so let's get to our final segments. Flip the script. Who's taking several seats? Star of the Week, Pickle of the Week, Simple Olympics, and the Lily Winters Award, and its honorable mentions and nominees.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for YNR, what you got? What you flipping?
And we actually didn't touch on this. I would have loved for Audra to have checked Amy.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that, did we?
Mm-mm.
Dang it.
The
Okay.
fact that Amy all of a sudden doesn't trust Audra for what happened with Nate and say like, oh, you tell nothing, but you told a big lie. It's hard to trust you, ma'am. You told one of the biggest, most destructive lies. And she kept that a secret.
Mm-hmm.
The man that she was married to was raising a whole other child that wasn't his. And he didn't even know about it. Your son didn't even know about it. And the actual father of that child didn't even know about it. And you couldn't be woman enough to say anything, so you tried to have Nate do it. While we're talking about secrets.
Exactly. The audacity.
What started that convo?
Well,
I came in on the middle of it.
So Audra happened to see Amy in there and was excited to see her and wanted just to see how she was doing and catch up. And she started acting stank toward Audra.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And they were cool. She was actually encouraging Nate to forgive her and put everything aside, because she was talking to both Nate and Lily at Society. This was before New Year's. So when did this shift?
Exactly.
Once again, another rewrite.
Of course it is, because I thought the same thing. I'm like, didn't she kind of make up with Audra? I thought they were cool.
Yeah, but Amy's a whole hypocrite.
You gonna sit up there
Then
talking
you're gonna
about
make
you
them credit.
lied and you're lying to me right now. Girl, you've been lying for 140 years. What are you talking about?
Right. You had a whole other man raise your
That
child.
man went to his grave thinking that Damien was his child.
She can't say nothing.
And then Nate Sr. didn't know he had a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Another kid outside of Nate. So
Yeah,
stop it,
she had a lot
girl.
of nerve.
And I mean, Audra low key did try to call her out, but she still pivoted back to that whole thing. Because she was
Yeah,
like,
and
we
she was like,
all
"You're
do.
supposed to
What you.
learn from my mistakes" or something like that.
Yeah, she said something like that, and Amy still pivot to that whole mess. I'm like, girl, if you don't be quiet, not only is she going to, she did a flip the script, Bree did, but she also going to have to take a seat. Um, are you flipping anything,
Mm-hmm.
Keisha? No.
Nah.
If I had to flip, they need to lock the train door so people just can't walk up in his house. It's like Kane. How many people? Sally walked in there. Victor walked in there. Nicholas walked in there. And Victoria, it's like, don't y'all shut the door?
Yeah.
This is a
I,
train that you own. Lock the door.
Just
Saint the
imagine
bold and
him
the
on a moving
beautiful.
train.
yeah. Oh goodness. They struggle with locks. I don't think we ever seen a lock installed on the show.
I
All of
mean,
them on beyond the gates too.
they don't lock
Yep.
doors.
People just be walking up in people's houses.
Mm,
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they keep having these people walk in on them. It's like y'all just loose and good. Yeah, protect y'all business. Y'all could have been saying what the next plan is, and somebody walked right in there because they were talking, and Victoria piggybacked on Kane's statement. So,
Yep.
all right, what you flipping on bold?
I actually would have loved for Steffi to walk in her home and see Deacon ask her mom out and then
Ooh,
flip out.
ooh, ooh. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I
Coming in
agree.
her house to cause a mess for her mother.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I kind of wish that, and I know that she don't want to rock the boat, but Dylan kind of, give a little bit low key clap back to Electra, because she was laying down the
Mm-hmm.
law and everything, and her insecurities. Like, look, girl, your man asked me to eat some of that nasty chicken.
Not nasty.
I was hungry and I ate and I put hot sauce on it to give it some flavor. So you got a
Oh
problem
wow.
with
Blame
your
chicken.
man exactly because she put hot sauce on it. If you got a problem with your man feeding me, you need to take that up with him. Get out of my face. I appreciate you letting me stay in there, but he gave me that chicken.
Mm-mm-mm.
But she was
I
like, "I'll do whatever you ask." Okay, you're my friend. I don't want to hurt your. I'm like, girl.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
I would have had Will walk in on Electra, like overhearing Electra trying to
Mm.
check Dylan,
Mm-hmm.
just to see what his reaction would have been,
That's a good
Mm-hmm.
one.
and have him like not check Electra, but like, hey, chill out. Like, do you not trust me? Like, what's going
Right.
on here?
Yeah, I agree. All right, what you flipping on B to the T to the G?
Uh, give Derek some business so he can mind it.
That's a good one.
um, when Shanice and Leslie were going back and forth, I wish Shanice would have said to her, "Does Ted know that he's your man?" Because the way that this woman walks around telling everybody to stay away from her man, and Ted is nowhere near being her man, is just insane. Like, and she's dead serious about it too.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's not the first time she's told she needs to stay away from her man.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, where is Ted in this relationship that you think you have with him?
Yeah, because he called her a mistake. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, if I was Madison, I would have just left Chelsea right there. I mean, asking me to take drugs, that's a whole problem. I,
Yeah.
I just no. What makes you even think to even offer me something like that?
Right.
As a
And
medical professional, it could be random testing at any point, like that could affect her medical license,
Mhm.
anything.
And
Also,
she's
she's
so.
in. Oh,
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, she's also a neuro doctor. She's a
Mm-hmm.
neurologist.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
She
She's just so
has to
very
be focused.
nonchalant.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she was like, "Oh, just have a good time, have some fun." No,
Yeah. Like, you're not giving her a piece of gum, Madison or
right?
Chelsea. That's why Chelsea comes off as an airhead.
Really? Yep.
Her immaturity is showing
Very
Mm-hmm.
yes, she is very immature for
because
somebody like Madison.
I mean, Madison is she. It takes a lot of self discipline to get through 11 years of medical school, of
Mm-hmm.
undergrad and medical school. And for her to go through all of that, take the Hippocratic oath, and serve her patients, and you just saying, just pop a random pill and let's have some fun. Are you crazy?
Right.
I'm
And I
not
wish
finna throw
Madison
that
would have said
away.
that.
Right.
I wish she would have said that to Chelsea. Like that. Do you want me to lose my license?
And
Can
plus,
we
you
use our
don't
brains
know
here?
just because that's the thing about chemicals and medications and things like that. Okay, just because it doesn't bother you, don't mean it's going to have a different effect on her.
Yeah.
Right.
Even the way the dealer came up to them and was basically like, oh, I used to get party favors for, like, the way the dealer was even talking, alluding to something. I thought at first that maybe he was an escort that she hooked up with in a threesome. I did not think it was going to be the
The
drugs.
drug thing.
It could
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
be
but
two things to be true at the same time.
yeah, that's true. But it was just very, like, why would you say that in front of someone that you don't know that she's with?
Right. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. All right. Everybody got their flips in, right?
Yep.
Okay, so who's taking seats on the Young and the Restless?
Sally, Amy, and Victoria with all her tears.
I agree. Um, I'm going to give Sienna a seat.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she felt comfortable enough to run to Victor to go and tell them what to do. And it's like, who was that? That was Nicholas yelling at her, talking about, you ain't family.
Yep. Let that be known.
Nicholas was on fire this
Yes, he was.
week.
Nicholas said, you ain't family? What you doing? Talking to my dad to do, stop me from doing what? Yeah, Nicholas wanted her to take a seat.
Yep. She gonna take a seat. Airplane seat.
Mm-hmm. All right. Go ahead, y'all. Keish, you got your seats in? Or nothing for Weinar. Okay. Bold. Hope.
Hope and Deacon.
Deacon, for sure.
Deacon. Mm-hmm.
Electra.
Yep, she can take a seat too. That's it.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
pretty sweet.
And seats on BTG.
Derek,
Oh God.
Yes. Derek too.
Jan too.
Chelsea,
And Jan too for
those
being
love
all up in her
scenes.
daughter's business.
Not the love scenes.
They can take a seat.
Leslie can also take a seat.
Mm-hmm.
Ted can take a seat too.
I should say all of them.
So she threw.
Right. All right. Now, let's see. Our star of the week on the YNR. I don't know if I really have one.
Audra's hair.
Right.
Audra's hair.
Oh, that dress that Sally had on a couple of days ago, the leopard print.
That was fire.
Oh my gosh, she looks so good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll
My
give it to
star
Sally's
was.
dress.
Oh yeah, I love that dress. I had to find that one. My star was actually Josh Morrow.
Oh yeah, he did
Oh
pretty.
yeah.
Yeah, that dude was in some serious pain, and he tried to cuss everybody out.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Star bold.
I'll give it to Jackie.
Yeah, I give it to Jackie too.
Yeah, it's a good one. She's cussing her mama out.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And Hope. She cussed out Trixie this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then BTG.
The actress who plays Shawnee's, we see.
Ernestine, I forget what her last name is. Johnson, I think.
Yeah, so pretty. She's such a good actress. I'm glad that we got her like almost every day this week.
Yep.
We need more of her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope they bump her up to the main cast like they did John
Yes.
Lindstrom.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
I'm gonna give it to um Tamra and the woman that plays Sharon. That was a very interesting singing, especially when she sung to her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like that scene. That was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you know everybody else is trying to be on the whole rah rah moment. You're gonna get past this, and she was like, "Listen, I just need you to talk to me in the real. What could happen? But the worst case scenario." And they sat there and they hashed that out. So.
Ladies, we totally forgot about the scene. Paris just put it in the chat, but the scene between Shanice and Anastasia.
Oh.
Shanice had two scenes where she was reading somebody down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she told Anastasia about herself. Yes, she did.
It was hilarious.
Mm-hmm. All right. Pickle of the week, Young.
The constant jumping around with Mariah's storyline. This stuff with Dominic came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That was mine too.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, it is all over the place. I'm gonna get a Newman's a pickle. It's like really, y'all want to play butt hurt right now when y'all was trying to hurt other people. Now you want to play the victim.
Mm-hmm. We
So,
are so sorry for y'all.
No.
Okay.
Nope, not one iota. All right, pickle bold.
Deacon, the way he's moving is absolute trash.
I'm gonna give it to Hope.
I'm going to give it to them getting ready to pair RJ and Electra together.
Just because, you don't like that storyline, huh?
I don't. I can't with the near cest BS. I don't care how many times RJ says he has Maroni DNA. It doesn't make this less gross.
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. All right, and BTG, Derek.
Yeah, he getting a lot of awards this week. That was actually mine.
Okay, what you got, Keish?
I didn't like I didn't I didn't like the way they had the love scenes. Kind of like back
adjacent.
to back with each. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't like that.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, and then we have our Shrimp Olympics. Bree, I know you got an order over there.
The ship Olympics. So for bronze, I'm giving it to Tyrell. It's a baby one. Silver is gonna go to Noah. He didn't know him. He didn't annoy me too much this week. Um, Gold is going to go to Jack, and I feel platinum goes to Derek this week. Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
I was like
Mm-hmm.
fighting between switching Jack and Derek, but Derek went way overboard for me.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, even putting like you just did with Tyrell at the bottom, because he's just going whatever way the wind blow when it come with Jessica. It's like you don't have your own thoughts. Whichever way
Mm-hmm.
she think, you go with it. So, I agree with that with bronze. Um, I mean, I was gonna put Michael at silver. Michael, not Michael. Jack.
Michael just had. I was gonna say Michael should just have a permanent. It should be named after Michael. Actually,
The Michael.
the Michael Baldwin Simp Olympic Award.
You know what?
All right, Keish, we'll do that.
He's earned it. I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yeah, Tyrell, and then no, well, Jack, Noah, and then who at the top? Oh man, who did you have at your top, Bree?
I had Derek at platinum,
Yep.
Jack at gold, and
Okay.
then Noah silver.
Definitely. Yeah, this man is stalkerish vibes. So
Yeah.
yeah, I agree with that. And then the Lily went. Oh, did you have anything, Keish?
Mm-mm.
Okay, Lily Winters Award. Oh my gosh.
Man, we had so many. We had Hope. We definitely have Derek. We definitely have Naomi.
Amy, the Newmans,
Amy. Yeah.
Abby.
Man, but
Good night,
yeah.
Aisha. Sorry.
Night night. We had a lot of contenders this week. Who gets the award? Dun. I tried to do a drum roll. But I think Derek got that for me.
Mm-hmm. I guess that audacity thing is just. Amy is. I give her a second place on that one because I mean she got a lot of nerve trying to say something to Amy after what she did all those
Yeah.
decades. Really, really. And then
Yeah.
the Newmans in my book get that top spot because they all want to play the victim right now, talking about, oh, what happened to our family and how could you do this to my dad when y'all didn't care 2 minutes ago about what happened to anybody else, including
Mm-hmm.
Abby. You got a whole other side of the family that your father was ready to attack. They took your family's company offline, almost destroying itself to keep your dad from getting hold to it. And you said, we seen her say nothing.
Yep. No concern, no thoughts, no nothing.
Nope. But when the Newmans, and the thing is, this whole system is in the situation. The Newmans are in the situation because Victor sat on the system and thought he was wielding power. Well, absolute power corrupts absolutely. And there you go.
Mm-hmm. And that's what they get.
So,
We don't feel sorry for them.
yeah, that whole Newman family from me, you get that whole Lily Winters because y'all a bunch of hypocrites.
Yep.
So,
They got exactly what they deserve.
yes, they did. All right, you guys, it is officially 11:01, 12:01 Saturday
I
on
don't
the
think we've
East
ever been on
Coast.
this long.
What you say?
don't think we've ever been on this long before, have
Girl,
we?
it's been
It's
3
the first
hours
time.
and 58 minutes. I think we spent,
Wow.
here's the thing, we spent a lot of that time on bold, which we normally don't. We normally
Um,
do anywhere from a half hour to 40, maybe 45 minutes on bold. We did an hour and a half on bold.
We had a lot to get out. Hopefully, they
mhm.
take the advice that we're giving them.
Right. Yep, yep, yep. All right, you guys, have an amazing, warm, cozy, safe weekend, whether you got warm weather or whether you have snow, ice, and frigid temperatures. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. And until next time, we will see you guys later. Bye, Soapies.
Bye.
Have a good weekend.